Hello and welcome to episode 7 of Roleplay Tabletop, where every month our group of friends gets together and plays through a brand new one-shot adventure, typically in Dungeons & Dragons. But this month, we'll be playing through the Cosmere TTRPG beta adventure Bridge 9. It has been a while since our last video, as my wife and I had a beautiful baby girl, and I had to put the channel on hold to adjust to a major lifestyle change and find the rhythm of fatherhood. I have bonded my spren, and now Roleplay Tabletop is back to our regularly scheduled monthly one-shots, sometimes with celebrity guests, along with a bunch of tutorial videos in between. This episode will encompass the entire starter Bridge 9 adventure in the Cosmere. I'll explain the rules and mechanics as they come up during play, so if you are looking to see how the Cosmere differs from other D20 systems, or if you're a Sanderson fan and looking to pioneer your group of friends into tabletop gaming, or even if you're somewhere in the middle and are looking for an example of how this adventure runs before you run it at your table, then this video is for you. If this is your first ever experience seeing how TTRPG can be played, then welcome to the greatest hobby of all time. And though I'll be doing some silly voices and using some homemade terrain and minis, don't be intimidated, but feel free to be inspired. For as long as everyone is having fun, then you're doing it right. Pen and paper and your imagination is all that you need. The links to the download for the Cosmere beta rules, as well as this very adventure, are in the description below. Our goal is to grow to have enough support to make celebrity guests on our monthly one-shots and interviews a regular thing. So if you have fun here, then supporting us with a simple click of the subscribe button would mean the world to us. Regardless, thank you just for being here. And let's jump into the Cosmere beta adventure, Bridge 9. On the world of Roshar, 5 years after the War of Reckoning, High Prince Sadeas has gleaned a new interest beyond just the gem hearts that most of the High Princes are scouring the Shattered Plains for. After the combination of a heated battle and a battering high storm, ancient ruins have recently been uncovered. Dispatched out into the expanse of barren plateaus, separated by zigzagging, dozen-foot-wide, gaping cracks that drop nearly 100 feet to the perilous otherworldly pits of the chasms below, Captain Selenar and his soldiers and scouts are ferried by Bridge 9, as they escort a group of eager scholars to the newly discovered ruins. The day has been long. Your leathers and clothes are sticky with sweat from baking beneath the arid sun. The scholars and historians are in their wagon, pulled by a massive chull, which is a giant crustacean, commonly used as beasts of burden upon the world of Roshar. Parshmen push carts and wagons of provisions, bridgemen shoulder the handholds of a 15-foot wooden bridge, and soldiers and scouts pepper the perimeter. Go ahead and tell us who your characters are and where they kind of fit into this.
I'll go first. I am Jamari. He is currently with the bridge crew, carrying a bridge. He's kind of shorter, though. He just kind of has his head pinned wide up in the sky. He's a younger guy, short-cut hair. He has a necklace that kind of has like pieces of carapace on it, and he's just kind of talking jovially with some of the other bridgemen.
All right. And what about you?
Abina, I think that's how you say the name. I'm a scout for a bunch of soldiers. I kind of have braids, and my purpose is like to help people who are suffering.
All right, cool.
Let's go.
Okay, and what about you over there?
I'm Zvinda. I am a Thalen scientist. I'm coming here to the Shattered Plains for an actual wardship with a archaeologist under High Prince Sadeas. That's going to be Brightness Matal. I am kind of medium height, not too short, not too tall, and kind of a little bit tanner, yellowish tan skin, with like hair up and not like looking too feminine, but like presenting myself well, but not too.
Yeah, like, can I get your digits after this? Or like, all right. The lead scholar, a light-eyed woman named Alaya Matal, is growing excited, continuously popping her head out of the wagon as the newly discovered ruins are near. Her perfume wafts back at you carrying the bridge, and it reminds you that there is, in fact, a civilized world somewhere out there beyond the lands of the Shattered Plains. A burly, bearded Herdasian bridgeman named Deadpan continues talking at you as he has been for ages. And so that was how my 67th cousin proposed to his mate. She still swears that she's finding sand in the butt crack. Now, my 68th cousin, he was a freak, this I tell you. He took the testicles of a... We're nearly to the ruins, last chasm. Captain Selenar barks back as he steps aside and lazily points his spear toward the 10-foot span of a chasm. The other bridgemen kind of grunt. That's what you said about the last one. And the one before that. And the last 5 before that, this I tell you. The bridge crew drops the bridge and slides it across the chasm. Once it's in place, everyone begins to cross, with only a handful of soldiers waiting upon either side before the Chull pulls the wagon along with the bulk of the caravan and the rest of you following closely behind. Crossing this chasm, unlike all the dozens that you've already crossed today, feels different. Like walking in the woods for a while before realizing that your footsteps seem louder as even the crickets have gone quiet. Just the creak of wagon on wood, the patter of dusted footsteps, and the chittering of the Chull. Before the Chull reaches the end of the bridge, it begins to slow and grow nervous as it kind of scuttles toward the side of the bridge and kind of holds up into itself. Oh, come on! Figures the axe up when we're at the last one. Come on, get the rope. Responding is a brawny, air-headed guard named Aaron. Roger that, let's give it the old 1-2. Think she just needs a little persuasion. You being a bridgeman, and then were you a scout on the side, or you were outside? All right, so you can make a deduction test, plot a deduction test, and then you plot a survival test. What that means is we're going to roll the plot die. Just to kind of clean up the wording, we're just going to say, if you're ever going to use the plot die, just say plot a survival test, plot an agility test, just so that indicates you have to roll the plot die for it. What they're going to do is they're going to roll the normal d20 like they do in a d20 system, but they're also going to roll a d6. 2 of the lower numbers mean that they get to add something to their skill check, whether it's a 2 or a 4, but something bad is going to happen, so they may still pass, but they end up with a complication. Or if they roll a 3 or a 4, then nothing happens with the plot die, that just becomes moot. If they roll a 5 or a 6, then they gain an opportunity. Nothing gets added to their actual d20 roll, but they gain some kind of a bonus. So you go ahead and plot a deduction. You go ahead and plot a survival check.
I will use my opportunist ability to get advantage on the plot die roll.
All right.
Okay, so I'll just roll it twice. So I got a 3 and a 4, so nothing happened.
Nothing happens. All right, what about you?
For my deduction, I had a 16.
All right, cool. And what'd you get?
On the plot die, I got a 6.
Cool. So you got an opportunity.
Huge.
And on the d20, I got a 6 as well.
Okay, cool.
Which
I think.
You probably have a pretty decent bonus to
So you get to add on to that.
No, it's a 6.
Okay.
What's
All
your
right.
survival bonus? Should be under spiritual at the bottom. Yeah.
Spiritual survival +4.
All right, so that was a 10. So that's exactly what the DC was. So you guys are both able to deduce that the way that the Chull is acting, you from survival, you from kind of deduction, you guys are both kind of the way that you're kind of analyzing, you even kind of lock eyes for a moment as you both kind of like have this kind of like chilling realization as you kind of realize why the Chull is acting this way is because it typically acts this way when it's in the presence of an apex predator. And being in the chasm, whether it be a white spine or a chasm fiend, all these thoughts are kind of going through your mind as all these things happen. Now, since you guys were able to pass it, you will be able to give advantage to either yourselves or somebody else on the next check that you make, and you can use your opportunity to pass that on to another person.
Sweet.
So after you guys kind of notice this, everyone is kind of acting strange. Why this Chull isn't going? The 2 guards are trying to pull it along, and it's kind of not letting them pull it. Everyone is starting to get a little agitated. The silence of the rest of the area is all kind of starting to kind of like ring in your ears as you're able to just kind of, you just feel the presence of something. And the next few seconds feel as if they're in slow motion. Like a shadow of a wave rising to crush a boat, the hulking black carapace of a fully grown chasm fiend emerges from the chasm below and then looses a bellowing roar. As it crashes in the wood, it begins to kind of crinkle and buckle beneath its weight. Its jaws are huge, and they have 2 mandibles that reach out from within its mouth with rows of serrated teeth spiraling down its throat. Its mandibles grab a scout, and you hear his spine crack like a wishbone as the 2 mandibles break him in half and then dump him into the meat grinder of its mouth. Your hearts are pounding so hard that it hurts. Your limbs are numb. Your minds are processing through shock of rapid nightmare that you've been thrust into. Fear spren swirl around your darkening and muted vision in motes of deep purple as the beast pulls its next set of legs up onto the bridge to position itself, only for the wooden planks to crack and fold beneath its weight. Your instincts jolt your reflexes into a panic as the bridge folds inward at the center and its ends grinding against the chasm's uneven walls, slowing its fall. People on the edges of the bridge tumble over the side as it leans in the direction of the chasm fiend, but some of you cling to the bridge in a mess of wood, supplies, carapace, and bodies as the 80-foot fall commences as the bridge just begins to fall. So this, all of you guys are going to make an athletics check. Since you got the opportunity and you guys both passed, you'll all be able to do it with advantage.
Oh, cool. Okay. Okay.
Athletics, yikes. Can I use my agility?
Yeah, you can do agility or an athletics test.
Cool.
And all of you guys plot this test.
Got it. Sheesh. I got a natural 20 and a 5 on the plot die.
Do we get advantage on the
So
plot die
you got
too?
2 opportunities.
Or is it just advantage on the
No,
athletics?
advantage
Okay.
on the regular check. So you have 2 opportunities. So in doing that, you can have another character either take half damage or avoid an injury.
Okay.
And what was your total? So anyone who got a 15 or higher takes no damage on their actual roll.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Oh,
Nice. And my total's 24.
Holy, okay. All right.
I got a
Can I use my 2 opportunities to try to save my 2 closest bridgeman friends?
Yes, you can, actually, yeah. All right.
I got a 4 on the plot die, so I'm gonna know.
I want to save the Herdazian guy and the guy that was bossing him around.
All right, deadpan and then... So not the crunk sounding guy, the other guy?
Sure. What, do I like him? Is he from past?
What, Aaron? The big bulky guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. He seemed, he was like kind of a tool, but as you got to know him, you realized like he doesn't know he's a tool. He's just kind of this big brawny guy with no brains.
Yeah. I'll try to save him.
All right, so you're going to save Aaron, then we're going to save Deadpan. All right, so there now. They were gonna take a lot of damage falling, but now as you guys all just kind of fall and all the chaos of all the debris that's kind of falling, the chasm fiend and the Chol are kind of like in a mess together as they're kind of falling, the bridge on top of it, and it just breaks onto the ground. You kind of feel the impact. A lot of it was kind of deadened as the bridge had kind of fallen from where it had splintered and then cracked onto the ground. It all kind of got decimated with all the wagons and body parts and everything just kind of flying everywhere. The actual chasm fiend in this panic, being a predator that all of a sudden just, you can tell that even looking at it as it grabs the Chol into its mandibles and starts to kind of hulk away through this kind of tight chasm. You can see that some of its legs are broken and it's kind of retreating as it just got kind of spooked and panicked, and it kind of disappears further into the chasm as you guys are now laying there and all this kind of debris, picking yourselves up amongst several bodies and corpses and all these kind of broken wagons and provisions and busted barrels of water and food and everything. And you guys are all just kind of recovering from this. It just happened. You guys luckily were able to kind of ride most of the debris down, not taking too much damage and everything. A few of the people you can tell as you're kind of waking up from the rest of the debris, looking all about, you do see that there are unfortunately a few corpses and body parts laying about. But you can kind of even see just kind of like the swath that the chasm fiend had kind of drug the bloody broken Chol off to kind of munch on, while you guys had just kind of landed and are now kind of picking yourselves up amongst the debris. So as you guys are all kind of standing up amongst all the wreckage and everything, you do start to hear Captain Selenar kind of as he kind of recovers, standing from amongst the debris. Survivors, rally to me, rally to your captain.
His voice would have jolted me like a little bit out of like just shaking a little bit from just that seeing that thing and then that fall. And then I would have just started gathering my stuff to make sure I had everything and didn't lose anything.
All right.
So take more myself.
All right.
Make sure my 2 bridgeman friends are up, and I'll kind of push them in front of me. I'll just stand back behind them, keep an eye on the situation as we walk up to the captain.
Thank you so much, Bridget. Definitely kind of clutching his ribs and everything. Aaron, the other guy, no, kind of keep your wits about you. Don't worry, go talk to the captain. I'll take care of this guy. Hey, look at me. How many fingers am I holding up? Because I don't even know. I hit my head kind of hard. And then as you go walking up to the captain, what do you want to say to him? As he's kind of looking around, trying to kind of assess the situation, also just kind of gazing off nervously in the direction that the chasm fiend had gone, because you don't know if it's going to come back or not.
Shouldn't we get going?
We're still gathering our wits. We need to check for survivors. I just don't see a way up. Looking up there, this tight chasm goes about 80 feet up. Don't look like there are any obvious handholds to be able to climb up. The chasm fiend had gone to the western side of this kind of chasm that you guys are in, so the only way would be to the east. And there's kind of no knowing what lies that way or what kind of survival would be required that way. Get as many survivors as we can.
I'll start trying to help somebody after I gather all my things.
Barda! Yeah, what is it? Start gathering up some supplies. We don't know how long we're going to be out here for. We need to get moving before that thing starts coming back. That troll is only going to survive. Stage its appetite for so long. A few minutes, then get moving. Those that are too wounded to save, put them out of their misery or leave them for fate. And we need to get moving now. So you guys have a few minutes to kind of pick through some of the debris and everything. You can either search for survivors, you can try and find food, you can try and like fashion, like even for carrying like some jugs of water, which you're going to need for taking a rest at some point. You can fashion like using crafting skill tests. You can try and fashion like a wagon or something to pull it with. You can try and make some tools. You can try and heal the wounded using your medicine ability. So kind of just as you guys are kind of recovering from all this kind of debris and chaos, the smoke is just kind of clearing. You can still see all the fresh blood and the path that the chasm fiend had pulled the Chol away from. You guys are all kind of like gathering yourselves. You do also see one bridgeman in particular, one of the older ones. His name is Doral. He was the oldest one on the bridge crew. He's kind of been around here forever. And you can see him kind of nursing his leg. Clearly looks broken. But it looks like this guy is, just from knowing him, you know that he has so many different scars. He's been through so many different things. A regular person would be absolutely crying out in pain, but it looks like he's just kind of nursing his leg the same way that someone would if they just got a bad bruise. But his leg is definitely kind of twisted awkwardly to the side, clearly broken. And he's kind of laying there. Some of the other bridgemen that have kind of recovered are kind of circled around him, trying to help him up, and it's just kind of wincing and everything. So what do you guys want to do as far as each person can make like 1 or 2 skill tests as you're trying to either help people, search for supplies, forage, whatever you want to do before you guys get moving?
I'll try to help the guy with his leg. I'll try to because I don't think I have a splint on me, but I'll try to if there's enough broken wood, try to form a splint and try to just set his leg and then get him going.
Okay. As you walk up to him, Scholar, this is pretty bad.
It's not that bad. We can get you.
My leg's gone numb. I don't feel it. I need it to be tied off. Tied off, please, in case there's internal bleeding. Kind of pats part of his shin, and it kind of feels like this kind of like water balloon. So it looks like there's some internal bleeding. It's going to have to get cinched off. So you can make a medicine check, see how successfully you can do that. What do you guys want to do?
You said there was 2 injured?
Mm-hmm. There are, just from looking about, even without doing a perception check, like clearly you can see 2 that look like they're salvageable, that don't look like they're immediately dead. There are several corpses all kind of lying around.
And one is the older bridgeman. Who's the other one?
The other one is one of the younger guys. He is one of the bridgemen. It looks like he's being kind of helped up by one of the other guards who looks like he was kind of not as worse for wear or anything, but this one that is a bridgeman, it looks like it's more bruises and it looks like his arm is just kind of having difficulty kind of squeeze, and he's holding like a half broken spear in his left hand, and you can just tell by the way that he's acting, he's like kind of mouthing the words like, I'm not left-handed and I can't use my right hand. It's kind of like what it looks like he's saying to the guys that are helping him.
Can I talk to, it was Deadpan, and what was the other guy's name?
Aaron?
Yeah. I'd say Deadpan and Aaron. Since I did you guys a solid, would you mind keeping an eye on him? Make sure he doesn't get left behind?
This I tell you. Bridge 9. We are cousins. We are family so long as we are Bridge 9. We promise.
God.
Isn't that right, Guardman? Yeah, right. I'll do whatever this guy says. He seems like he knows what he's doing. As long as the captain doesn't say to do otherwise, I'm all for it. Now, what did you get on the medicine test?
I got a 16.
All right, cool. So you're able to help him enough to where he's actually going to be able to walk. Still, he's going to be slowed. He's going to be moving at half speed. Definitely going to be lagging behind. But enough in the splint, you're able to tie his leg off, splint it up to where he's able to at least move, stop it to where the internal bleeding is stopped. He's not going to outright die. And after it's all done, thank you so much. All the times I've gone over these chasms, I've never fallen into one. This is not going to be my grave. It won't be. Thank you.
No problem. I would hope it's none of ours. Let's see if we can keep moving.
All right, and then what are you going to do?
I would like to look for survivors that maybe haven't been found yet.
All right, go ahead and make a perception check.
15 plus. Where's perception?
Perception's under spiritual.
30, 20.
All right. So that you're able to find that there were 3 other people that were kind of under the debris. One guy, actually, embarrassingly enough, was kind of like playing dead. He was like so nervous. I'm sorry. Everyone, the captain was yelling at everyone. I didn't want to be told to do something. I didn't know what to do. I kind of panicked. I can't believe I'm even alive, to tell you the truth. I never thought when I got sent to be on a bridge to be as a scout. I was just helping someone. I was just kind of following someone to learn how to do scouting and everything. I never expected something like this to happen. I'm really nervous. Please, I don't want to die here.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay. I'm just going to follow. I'm just going to. Okay. Thank you. There. Okay. You just kind of like point him in a direction. He's kind of pushed, and he's just kind of walking and just kind of aimlessly. But yes, you're able to find 2 additional survivors. So with the end of that, as you guys are kind of, I guess you could probably, if you wanted to take a little bit more time, you could try and salvage some food and water.
Yeah.
But taking a little bit of time may kind of press you guys if the chasm fiend is to come back.
I was gonna say, is there anyone like any scouting like being done for that chasm fiend to see if like it's coming back or anything? Is anyone...
Right now, everyone, it's probably been a minute since this had all happened. Yeah. Everyone is half in shock, still recovering, trying to kind of formulate a plan. The captain seems to have the best head on his shoulders to try to navigate everybody. You and one of the other scholars, Elia, are the only 2 scholars that had survived. Everyone else is kind of in a crumpled, bloody mess inside of the wagon that had splintered and broken everywhere. But from what you can kind of hear in the distance, you just kind of hear that the chasm fiend is definitely eating the chawl. And the sounds of it are getting a little less guttural and a little more like the equivalent of scraping an empty plate, so to speak.
How's the cart that the troll was pulling?
That is completely broken. There are a few wagons that are kind of lying about that maybe have like just like a broken wheel that maybe you could try and reset.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe take a wheel off one that was still kind of intact, put it on the axle, and try and fix it. You can make a crafting test.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
And can I just try to pocket like a couple things of cheese and like maybe a water skin or something
make a
that I find on the ground?
survival check.
That's good. It's a 13.
Okay.
I think it's probably the wheel's a little heavy for me.
I'm at 12.
All
I
right.
would like to. Can I help you?
Yeah, if you wanted to, you can help somebody so that you give one of
I'd
these
like
2
to
guys
help them.
advantage. Okay.
With the
All right.
cards?
Go ahead and roll with advantage as he is
Cool.
another set of eyes, another set of hands trying to help you out.
All right, that's an 18.
All right, cool. With an 18, you'll be able to put several jugs of water and food onto this wagon and be able to pull it, and you won't be harried by speed or anything.
And
If you were carrying it normally, you would get disadvantage on some checks. Since you're pulling a wagon, 2 of you guys would be able to pull it, and you'd be able to pull it at full speed without any kind of disadvantages.
So out of combat, does the aid cost a focus?
Yeah.
No, if you're just helping somebody
Okay.
perform just a task out of combat, no.
That is what I was trying.
You guys are both essentially searching, so it's both of you guys.
Okay.
All right.
Captain, can we have 2 of the healthier soldiers
Maybe
start pulling this cart? It seems to be working.
Yes, we need to get moving. And you can kind of hear in the distance. And you start to hear it's kind of like grinding, almost like something that's kind of almost nesting or perhaps making its way back to where you guys are. And everyone kind of in a panic. We got to get moving.
I'll point to
you
the
gonna
one that was playing dead and be like, he doesn't have a job yet.
Absolutely.
No.
I'll do whatever you want me to do as long as it involves getting away from that thing that's coming this way. I think we need to get moving now.
Push the cart.
Okay.
This guy.
That's smart. He's gonna be motivated.
Grab one of the, he's ready to go. Come on, someone get the other hand so we can get moving. We're going that way, right? Because the chasm fiend was that way. Let's get moving. Come on. He's getting ready to go at so Varda, the kind of like second in command, he kind of walks up to the captain and kind of says something to him and points to the older guy that you had helped out. His name was Doral. And he kind of says something to him. The captain kind of nods. Captain, everyone, get moving now. Chasm fiend is coming. And then he kind of readies a spear and he walks over to where the older guy is with his splint all kind of tied off. As he's getting ready to move, he kind of shoves him and the old guy kind of falls down and he readies a spear.
And who is this?
This is nothing personal. This is the captain. We need to leave someone behind so that the rest of the group can survive. And I would say you would probably, being as analytical kind of as you are, you're able to kind of study his expression, his movements, his eyes. So you can go ahead and make an insight test. And I would say you could plot an insight test.
Ooh. So it's a 12 for the insight and then a 6 for the...
All right, cool. So with an opportunity. So with that, you're able to notice that he has, in kind of the shock of everything that's happening, and in maybe a little bit of concern for the actual crew of Bridge 9, he is doing a logical thing, leaving somebody behind for the chasm fiend to feast on so you guys can escape, because clearly it's about to head your way. But it also looks like kind of the flash of red that's behind his eyes. It looks like he's kind of succumbing to the thrill, which is what a lot of Alethi soldiers kind of succumb to, almost like the heat, the blood rush of battle. And you can see that he's almost kind of like beginning to kind of froth at the mouth. Ever since Varda had brought up whatever the suggestion was, he kind of got eager with it, and kind of like the shock and displacement and everything of everything that had happened, he's kind of building upon it, and he's getting more and more eager. And you can see that since you had the opportunity, if you wanted to, you could either immediately intervene, or you could give somebody else advantage to try and intervene.
I would want to intervene because I would just say, Captain, should we pile the bodies and as a feast for this chasm fiend real quick? Just put them and leave them in their spot, like leave them as a feast.
Enough, scholar. We're here because of you. And he pushes you aside, unless you want me to leave your corpse too. And he stomps over to where you are with his spear kind of at the ready.
Could I say to Bridge 9 and say, Bridge 9, do we leave anybody behind?
You say it to anybody in particular?
I just kind of want to yell it out to everybody, and I feel like Jamari feels a kinship with everybody in Bridge 9, maybe trying to rally them together to not leave any of these living people behind.
All right. So in doing so, you can kind of see some of the people, even the one little nervous guy, he kind of stands a little straighter, which for him, that's huge. But you can see that even the guard, who's really employed by the captain, even he just kind of, he's kind of got a point. They'd be pretty fucked up to do that. What do you say, guys? And the Hardasian guy already just kind of, anything for my cousin. And he kind of readies his spear. And that is going to be initiative. So we'll get ready to do some combat.
I'm about to get stabbed.
You really are.
I'm literally in the middle of getting stabbed.
Right, slide.
Okay.
The chasm.
I mean, look at those.
See how we're looking? All right, as we're in the chasm.
Which way did the chasm fiend go, and which way we ultimately trying to head? We're trying to head east, right?
Yep, chasm fiend went that way.
Okay, so that'll be west, and we were already trying to head east anyway. We just obviously went across this
That's going to be our scholar. So that is you, Jack. That is going to be the bad guy.
Pretty.
This is going to be Elia Matal, the other scholar. Going to be some of the other guys. This big burly guy is going to be our bridgeman, our Hardasian guy. And actually, that is our main guy.
Yeah, careful.
Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like a Dark Souls sun fan.
Yeah.
He's all right. So since I don't know exactly what characters you guys all want to be, this guy is our main captain. That is Selenar that you guys are fighting. His kind of second in command is going to be this guy. Well, actually, it can be this guy. This guy's a little cooler looking. You can be him if you want.
I do have a dagger kind of thing. I'm just kind of I think maybe I would be this guy.
Okay.
Or we're the one all the way in the back.
Let me get a different angle of this.
I'll be that guy. Yeah, with the height of it, the viewing is a little difficult for you guys.
All right.
It's cool for the viewers.
It is.
Anything for the viewers.
I guess I'll be the one with the bow.
All right.
Makes sense.
All right. So the way that initiative works in this, other than like D&D, since that's what we're most familiar with, there are going to be 4 rungs to the initiative ladder. There's going to be fast players, fast NPCs, slow players, slow NPCs. And then we start the new initiative order. You don't have to get locked into what you want to do. So if you did a fast one this time, you could do a slow one the next time. Fast, you're going first, but you only get 2 actions. If you go slow, you're going after the fast NPCs, but you get 3 actions. Everything in this game pretty much is an action, similar to the Pathfinder's action economy. Moving, you can move as many times as you want. Each move is an action. You can strike. That is an action. If you do it a second time, unless you have an ability, you have to do it with an offhanded weapon, and it costs you focus, which is one of your resources. And that's the way that the initiative is going to work. So, who wants to go fast?
I think I would go fast to get out of the way.
And so, where are you exactly? I'm sorry. You're
I'm really right there. I'm the.
Yeah, he's a little scholar guy with the ale.
Got it. And then where's the guy on the ground, the old guy who's defenseless?
Yeah. So he is going to be. He's just like kind of hanging out down there. He's
I'll take
literally
a fast.
not much help at the
I'll
moment.
take a fast turn.
Okay.
I'll take a slow turn.
All right. Alrighty. So they are also going to take a fast turn, so they will go after you two.
Got it.
So, all right. So between Jack and Dean, you guys can go ahead and make make whatever kind of moves that you want.
I'll use my movement to get I guess if the guy's here, I'll get in between him and the captain, get behind him, and then I get one more. So I will kick him in the balls. I'll use cheap shot.
All right. As he's not even looking at you, he's kind of still has the spear raised on you. Everyone else kind of turned around. You can tell from the thrill. He's kind of just like almost frothing at the mouth, almost like enjoying it. And he just kind of turns to you, hoping that they're going to kind of press in on him, and he wants to try and get the kill before they can. He kind of sprints up just a little bit faster, and he's able to ready his spear. And what are you going to do? Let's see.
I'm going to walk up, and I'm going to make a thievery check against his cognitive defense.
Yep.
Natural one.
All right. Okay, so that's a complication. So in doing so, trying to kind of sprint and get over there, you kind of,
It's the old guy.
Yeah.
and you go prone.
Okay.
So in doing so now, you would have to use your move action to stand up, and it costs 5 feet.
Got it. All right.
So those are your 2 actions for the turn. You are now prone. So that's the end of your you
Nice.
got smart on. All right, yeah, your turn.
I would have.
You hear how Daisy got you. That's not how you're supposed to do it. Go then.
Sorry, brother.
I would have instinctively, like, out of like just fear and shock, would have been backing up already and like kind of getting lower. So I would take the disengage action.
All right, and then you get to move 5 feet because of that.
Back up. And is everyone like behind me? Pretty much good.
So Varda is the only other bad guy, so to speak, that's kind of loyal to the captain, and that's this
that
guy.
one. Okay, that's what I thought. I'm going to simply. Okay, I'm going to move.
All right.
Where's my movements? 25 feet. I would like to move. I'm going to try to get behind, like the rock over there. I'll just go like backwards.
All right. Okay, so that is it for your turn. That's everything.
Yeah, that's everything. I think as I'm backing up, I would have been like, Captain, we don't need to fight. We have more pressing issues.
You kind of like frothing nonsense. Look at you, you invited my spear. And he kind of turns to you with this prone. He now gets advantage because you are prone.
Yep.
You gonna ask something?
No, never mind.
All right. All right, so that is going to be a 14 to hit your physical defense.
My physical defense is 14.
All right, so he hits you, and that is going to be 1d4 plus 4, so there's a 2 plus 4 is 6 keen damage, so your whatever damage you take, you're going to subtract your deflect.
Got it.
All right, and then he is going to use the second offhanded action. He's going to spend 1 focus to do so. Again, he's going to attack you with advantage to use his knife, and that is going to be a natural 1 and then a 12. So he missed. He is going to use 1 focus to use graze, so he is still going to do his regular damage without a modifier.
Okay.
So that is another 4 damage.
Got it.
Yeah, that is going to be it for his turn. And then Varda is also going as a second fast turn. And he... he will... So since he started, since he's a spear infantry at the start of each scene, if he has a shield and he's not surprised, he gains the benefits of the brace action till the start of his next turn. He has a shield, he wasn't surprised, so he has brace, attacks against him get disadvantage. So he is going to attack with his short spear. Actually, he's going to use his bow, and he's going ahead and he's going to make a shot at one of the other infantrymen as he just kind of in a panic, just... I'm trying to help you, Captain. He looks like bad guy. He goes and attacks him, and he's going to. Okay, that is a 12, and he misses the physical defense. So then he is going to use his move. Just get a little bit closer to you guys, and then it's going to be the end of his turn. So Shane, is now your turn. You get 3 actions now.
All right, I'll move. No, I'll just throw my short spear. I'll try like doing Sikori.
Okay. Throwing it at the main captain guy,
at the
Selnar?
main captain, yeah.
All right.
And then 18. Okay, so I need to do a D8. 9 damage.
All right, cool. So,
Damage.
and that was against the main captain.
And is that were you doing the tagging shot thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
So that's
8.
3 actions.
So his keen is 2.
No, that's.
He takes 6.
Oh wait, I'm not doing tagging shot.
Oh, okay. Because tagging shot is what marks them as the quarry.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm
think.
doing that.
I think. I'm not positive, but
No, I thought.
it's
So did you shoot him with your bow?
it's a javelin.
Javelin? All right, throw a javelin and just kind of turn around.
I did the short spear.
Okay, short spear, throw it. He kind of turns around, deflects it a little bit with his shield, but it looks like he's kind of gassed a little bit.
You can do it for free after
Not
a
anywhere
short
like
level,
this.
yes.
Okay.
Or you can think back. Or you can spend 3 actions to like forcibly do it.
All right, so now the rest of the all the rest of the people are just going to make kind of general attacks, all
you
kind
do
of
that.
aimed at the captain. First guy misses. Okay, so that's going to be a 23 to hit. The one spearman, so he only does 3 keen damage, so he does take 1 additional damage to the captain, and the Herdazian is going to, all right, I grazed him, let's go, for family! And everyone else just kind of begins to kind of almost like succumb to the thrill as well. Some of the Alethis and everything, they start to almost kind of get excited and froth at the mouth. Even Varda, being an enemy of you guys, you can tell that he kind of is just kind of obeying his captain. His heart's not really in it. Even when he attacked one of the other guards, he just kind of randomly picked somebody just to kind of like show the captain, hey, I'm helping you, but it kind of looked like his heart wasn't in it. All right, so with that, we're now at the back of the top of the initiative order, so who wants to go fast, who wants to go slow?
Slow.
I'm currently on the floor fucking dying, so I guess I kind of have to go fast.
Yeah.
I'll go fast to help you.
Okay.
All right. What are we doing? Fast guys.
I guess aid. You have to help an ally.
All right. Does that take a focus?
Yeah, it is one focus.
All right, so deduct the focus.
And okay, so then I'll use that aid to then try to fucking, as I'm getting up, I'm gonna just fucking try to hit him in the nuts again.
All right.
So I need to use 5 feet of movement.
Yep. Yeah. So
Could-
move action, 5 feet. of
Could I
movement, stand up.
technically make the disengage action, which gives me 5 feet of movement,
Yeah.
to instead stand up?
You have to
Or-
use your
okay.
move to stand up.
Okay, got it. So I will use my 1 action to use movement, and then the other one to cheap shot him again.
All right. Go for the cheap shot.
And I think that's 1 focus. Let me make sure. Yeah, it's 1 focus. Let me duck that, and I'll make the attack. Well, I got a natural 20 on the first one. Okay. So,
Let's go. So you hit him with an opportunity, so you can choose to do a critical hit. You could try and
It doesn't
as
do
you,
damage, so I don't think it just stuns him.
okay, cool.
So
Yeah, so
what
movement
else
to 0.
could I? Oh wait, I could use an opportunity to steal 1 item on the target's person that they aren't holding or wielding. Could I try to steal his like sphere purse or something?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can try and steal his spheres.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
We know why you're on the bridge crew.
And since you have the opportunity, I can say you can make the thievery check with advantage.
Okay. Let's see what it is.
Did you do an unarmed
was helping
attack
thief.
to him? Did that count as one?
Well, does it? What'd you say?
Did that count as an unarmed attack?
I'll read it out for you. So, cheap shot, spend 1 focus to make an unarmed attack using thievery against the cognitive defense of the enemy of your size or smaller, raising the stakes when you do.
Oh, yeah, you can roll a plot die.
Yeah. Well, I already did from the natural 20, so should I do it again?
Yeah, you still roll a plot die. Yeah.
And I get it with advantage because of opportunity. So just a 4.
All right, cool. So
So I can spend an opportunity to steal. I don't need to make a check. So could I
Okay, cool,
spend the
yeah.
opportunity from the natural 20 to then?
yes, you're able to take it. You can see that there are 50 marks, and then there's 1 broom that is worth another 100 marks, and all of them are infused with Stormlight.
That's freaking.
Well, unarmed attack does damage. So if you
Oh,
look in your unarmed attack, if
Yeah.
you're doing
Okay,
one,
okay,
you'll do
cool.
some damage to
Yeah,
him.
you're right.
Yeah.
All right, so it does like 0 damage, but
Yeah.
oh wait, I did hit, so it's just 1 damage.
Yeah, I was gonna say mine's one.
All
I was
right,
like,
deflect
It just gets the fun.
As you hit him, you more surprise him than anything. You kind of reacted just as anyone would, getting hit between the legs, but you just kind of feel solid leather as you kind of hit him, and you're just
You said it's 100 total?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, all infused with Stormlight.
Got it.
It was 100 plus something.
I think it was 50.
And then a Brome is worth another 50. Yeah.
Okay. So.
All right. So since he is stunned, he gains 2 fewer actions on his turn. Since he took a fast action, he gets no actions on his turn. He also loses his reaction. So now Varda, no, he hadn't. Don't worry. So he's going to make his first spear attack against you since you punch his captain in the nuts.
Jesus Christ, I'm done for, guys.
All right, and he missed.
Oh, thank God.
It's actually, he rolled a natural 3. So he just kind of half-heartedly, you guys can kind of tell by looking at him, he just kind of, sorry, I tried. So that is the end of Varda's turn. Now it is the rest of the NPCs. They're all kind of helping you guys. The Herdazian is going to attack. He rolled a natural 1. So in doing so, as he goes to do it, he accidentally kind of bumps into one of the other guys that are kind of injured, makes it so that that guy's attack is now going to have disadvantage. So yeah, so that makes it a 16 and a 3. So he misses, and then one of the other NPCs, he's going to attack, and that is only a 13. That's not enough to hit the captain. So that is it for all them. Everyone is just kind of in this chaos. Everyone is kind of half still shocked from everything that happened, as well as the chasm fiend could be coming at any time. And this kind of fight, the way that it's dragging out, and the longer it drags out, the more difficult it's going to be to escape this thing when it does come back for the rest of its food. So now at the back of the top of the order again. Who's going fast? Who's going slow? Oh yeah,
I didn't go. And what were your actions?
He aided. So that doesn't call.
I was gonna say aided the reaction.
So he can still use your 2 actions after that too.
Yeah.
So I have 2 actions.
Yep.
Yeah. Poke him.
Okay. Well, I saw like this dude that's not like try to attack you, so I'll just try to grapple him.
Sweet.
All right. Yeah. So it's 2 actions. Go ahead and make the grapple. You're going to go against his physical defense.
Are you in range of him?
Yeah, you need to be
I figured. Oh, I just helped you, so I thought.
Well, then you would have to use 1 action to use movement to get up to me. Then, so then,
okay.
so you would have 1 action. So
yeah, and grapple.
Wait.
Grapple is 2. And Jack,
I-
you can also.
It says you step to help an ally.
You step in. It's just like a figure
okay.
of speech. So you could use your You could use your 1 action to move up to him, and then use your other to just hit him if you want.
Okay. Yeah. I'll.
All right, make a melee attack against them.
Okay. 9.
All right, so 9 is not enough to hit.
Does being stunned grant any type of like advantage with attacks against
True,
him?
actually, I don't know.
No,
But I do want to be.
Okay.
Like, I'm right next to him.
it just made it so he lost 2 actions for his turn.
Okay. So I will. I'm gonna. After sitting on my nerves for a bit, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna move again. I'm gonna actually try to run up. Because I saw Jamari, the little bridge person, help me up
Okay.
and like distract him while I almost got stabbed. So I'm gonna run up and I'll pull it. Would pulling out my Imperial is that an action?
So if it is a weapon, then it would need the quick draw trait.
Oh.
Otherwise, it would be the interact with an object action, I believe.
Well, if it's like his main weapon, would it be?
I probably wouldn't have had it equipped to be quite honest.
Okay.
I was not expecting to fight, but so I'll pull it out. So that'll be both my actions, and I have one more. I will. You really hurt, right?
I'm pretty hurt, but I could just go fast next time and disengage and run away.
Yeah, I'm just gonna attack him. I'm just gonna go ahead and swing. What?
So you're not within melee.
Wait, I didn't get a melee with that guy?
No, you had 5. What's your move? Is it 25 or 30?
That's 25.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you're 5 feet further away. You're 10 feet away.
Ow.
Because your disengage got you 5, and then you moved your full movement
Well, that's
away.
fine then, because I have another plan. I'm going to.
Are you attacking, Shane?
Yeah.
Did you already attack?
Yeah. Remember, I moved up and I missed.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got an 8.
Okay.
I'm gonna use since I can't do anything else, I'm gonna use a skill.
All right.
So I
You would use.
can predict. As a scholar, I can predict and try to observe their next move. And like see what they're gonna do. And
your spear, so you'd get a +5.
yeah, that's what that is.
Alrighty, go for it.
No.
Whew. That's 7. I guess.
All right.
So that was bad.
All right, so that was a 12?
No, it was a 7.
Oh, 7 total. Okay. All right,
So that's just
so
like
back at the top of the
if you
order.
like pick up a tree trunk, right? Like
All right,
you could
who's moving
interact with
fast,
that
who's going
as a
slow?
or something. Yeah. What? Who's going fast?
Yep.
I'm probably gonna go fast again.
All right. Shane?
Fast.
All right, cool. So it's going to be you 3 guys, then the NPCs.
I think I would have.
I'm going to try to grapple him now.
All right, go for it. 2 actions.
Is it just okay?
So you were this guy, right?
That's me.
I'm-
He moved up. Yeah, we didn't. Move,
I
he
moved
didn't
up
move
to
his
him.
figure, but
Okay.
he's this guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was last turn you moved up to him?
Yep.
All right.
I guess it's just a strength check.
Mm-hmm.
18.
All right, that passes, so you're able to grapple him. So he's now restrained. His movement is now 0. And he gets disadvantage on all checks other than trying to escape the grapple.
I just like tell him like,
Hey,
what
you
are you
just-
do? This
you
is
throw him
wrong.
up
What are
to
you
him.
doing?
Let go of me, I'm your captain.
No, this is wrong.
Let go.
Oh wait, not the captain. The wait.
The captain. You were next to the
Yeah,
captain.
you were on
though.
the captain.
Oh, I was talking. I was talking about. I went and missed the dude that really wasn't into the fight.
Oh.
Oh.
All right, well, same.
Yeah.
Same. He has even less stats than the captain, so.
Okay,
Okay.
well, that's
All
what
right.
I was trying to do.
Alrighty. All right, so you're able to grab onto him. He's all right. Look, Captain, I'm trying to help you, but I can't. I'm being restrained. Help me, Captain, help me. I got my hands full, Border. Make yourself useful. All right, so that's the end of your turn. What do you guys do?
Having not like I was trying to determine what's happening, but with all this chaos, I'm just so confused. I'm just gonna try to swing at this guy.
All right, go for it.
And we'll ping him.
Are you moving up to him?
Yeah.
So move. Got 1 action left.
Wait until you go to. Can I do that? It's just like we can.
You can
go in whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
10.
All right, that misses.
Can I like move around him without provoking opportunity attack? Because I would have gotten over next to him. I think.
Yeah. So you can move around to that side.
Okay. Well then,
What do you got?
if I were to attack and then disengage, use my 5 feet, could I get behind him? If we're like right next to each other.
Yeah, behind him would take a few feet of movement.
Yeah, how many feet?
Probably 15.
Well, if you were gonna get up and try to get him from behind, I would have just stayed in front of him and then try to distract him.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'll.
Yeah, you guys could have stayed just.
I'll
heading
forget the
opposite each
movement.
other.
Okay. So then, yeah, if I'm now behind him, I'll just try to make an attack on him.
Go for it.
Be a distraction.
8.
All right, that missed.
And then, honestly, I have 1 more action. I will. Can I ready a disengage to if he turns around, I'll disengage from him?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right. All right. So in doing that, he's now going to go for the weaker scholar. As you're kind of just locked eyes with him, you can kind of see that the thrill's kind of taking over you. Fucking die, scholar scum. Kind of swings at you.
I'll use a reaction before any dice are rolled, and I'll use one of my focus to dodge, so he gets disadvantage on their next attack.
All right, cool. So he's going to, in that case, he'll make a longsword attack, so he's going to get disadvantage. So there's a natural 4, so he missed. He's going to use another action to use his shield bash, costs another 1 focus. He's going to make another athletics test against your physical defense, and it'll knock you prone on a success. So that is a 16.
That is my defense. Wait, physical defense?
Yep.
Yeah, it's mine.
All right, so he's able to knock you prone as he swings you with the spear. You're able to kind of quite easily kind of dodge it, and then he just kind of comes at you a second time with his shield.
Yeah, I
knocks
look
you
up
prone.
and there's this shield in my face.
And then from his shield, he just kind of grabs his knife and tries to go in for one final attack. Going to go with an offhand. Use another focus to go with an offhand dagger attack. You're going to get advantage because you're prone. And there's a natural 20, so he's going to choose the crit.
Just on attack.
So he's going to do... it's maximum damage. So there's going to be 8 keen damage. You do have a deflect if you have any armor. You probably have one if you're a
No.
No, you have none? Okay. All right. So yeah, you take 18.
It's like both at 3.
The ruler is just kind of surging through him now. So now Barda is going to go. He's going to try and escape your check. So he's going to use gain an advantage with one of these. He's going to take a slow turn since he's last anyway. Going to use gain an advantage, and so that is a 12 against your cognitive.
I'm a pretty smart fella.
You do 13. You just pass it.
All right, so he's not able to gain the advantage. So now he's going to try and just make a regular test to try and get out. There's a 13 for your physical defense. And if he doesn't get out again, he'll try it again. All right, so that was a 16. So he's able to shake the grapple off that time. No longer grappled. That was all of his actions. Now everyone else for the NPCs are going to make their regular attacks. There's going to be 2 successful hits, and then another 2, and there's another 2 successful hits. So I'll just roll for all of them. So there's 5 damage each. Minus, so 5, so that's 20 minus the 2 deflect each time. So it's 16 total between the 2 of them. So they're both very low.
Awesome.
Very, very low. Barda especially, after that happens, if any of you guys had a plot or an opportunity, he would probably surrender at this point because he is getting very, very bloodied up, very beaten up, just broke through of getting you guys getting grappled. All these different attacks are coming at him and he's just not in it anymore. So now we're back at the top of the order. Who wants to go fast, who wants to go slow?
So real quick, he rolled it, he got the natural 20 on me, but I don't get an injury because he chose to take full damage on me?
From that, yeah, he chose to, and a natural 20 automatically grants you an opportunity. You can cash that in for a crit or something else. Okay. So he chose to do maximum damage. Cool. So, all right, who's going fast? Who's going slow?
I'll go fast again.
All right.
I'll go fast again.
I need to go fast, I feel.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So you 3 are up. They're both very low, especially the captain kind of being the leader with Barda. It seems like if you take him out, Barda's probably going to just surrender.
All right, I'll just try to dagger him then. I'll knife him.
Go for it.
12.
All right, that does not hit.
I'll let you guys try.
About you guys.
So I probably have to be standing to disengage.
And actually, he's going to use 1 focus. This is actually his last focus as a reaction. After he's attacked by an enemy within 5 feet, he deals 1d8 keen damage to them.
What?
That is 4 keen damage to you.
Okay, I'm down.
All right, so with that, make an injury roll.
Okay. What do I add anything or anything?
So for an injury, let me just double check really quick. You're going to add any relevant modifiers from talents or abilities, and then you add the deflect value of any armor that you're wearing.
Okay. So just my deflect value then. It's 12.
All right, so a 12, you get a shallow injury, so you suffer a temporary injury with a duration of 1d6 days. So you just have a really bad gash that you have to kind of bound up or something like that. Okay. So you now have 1 injury. So if you drop below 0 again, then you subtract 5 from your next injury roll. Okay. If you get a -6, you die. So you're now unconscious at the end of your turn, so you lose a turn. And at the end of your turn, you're conscious with 1 hit point.
And so he made an attack that I couldn't dodge it or anything, and he didn't roll to.
That's his reaction is cost 1 focus, deal 1d8 keen damage to someone that attacked you.
That's kind of busted.
Nope, no roll or anything.
This guy's kind of busted.
Yeah, you don't want to get with a melee of a throw berserker. You guys don't know this? Your first time ever playing the game?
If only I had a bow or something. I don't.
All right, so at the top of the order, so Dean going fast. Yeah, he'll be down till the end of his next turn, where he'll go back to 1 hit point. You 2, you just see your ally go down. Everyone else kind of, even the Herdasian guy, no, my cousin! Save him! Kill that man! This I tell you! Put the gun on his bike!
Did you your whole action? Because you did 1 attack and then got down?
Yeah, I still had 1.
That sucks.
I'll throw my javelin.
All right, don't forget you guys have the recover action. Costs 2 actions, you can recover whatever your recovery die is. It's either going to be a d6 or a d8.
Yeah, if I recover, he's probably just going to kill me.
Actually,
yeah.
If you take a slow turn, use that, then attack.
Well, he'll just kill you.
Yeah, then he'll just kill me,
yeah.
Actually, I will use... what is it called? I'll use strike.
Okay, go for it. Strike action. So do you have a ranged? Because you're in melee with Barda, not the captain.
Of the captain, yeah, javelin.
All right, cool. Go for it.
10.
That missed.
It's just like level 1 D&D, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Careful.
Spear. Actually, I already threw that.
You have like 5 of them, don't
Yeah,
you?
you have to do it with your offhand, and it'll
Let's see.
spend 1 focused. I'll let you throw a second spear that costs 1 focus with your offhand.
Oh, well, I used strike, so would that matter?
The strike action?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're doing a second strike action to make a second
okay,
attack.
never mind.
So that's to be an offhand, different weapon, spend 1 focus.
Okay. 11.
All right, that missed.
Sick.
Okay, cool. Jack, your turn.
Okay.
This man is on the pinnacle of being dead. He just needs to be hit 1 time.
Well, being prone, can I attack him or is it disadvantage? Is that similar to D&D?
Yeah, so I don't even think it states that in the
Say it.
rules.
I was just looking at the prone rules.
You just
Yeah.
can't move?
I think
Yeah.
and they get advantage against you. I think
Cripple his
that's
legs.
Yeah, you're poking at his ankles, I guess.
Cripple his legs.
yeah, grab his little ankles if you're being
Pants him.
real.
Yeah, I think I'm literally just gonna like dazed. I'm just gonna literally just try to swing at his calf.
All right, go for it.
Hey.
Okay, he's low.
Okay. Second
again.
action. So if I disengage, I can't disengage because I'm technically on the ground. I couldn't just crawl away.
No, yeah, you would have to use your move
Well,
action.
no, it's
you could.
what is slow?
Your movement speed is halved, so you could use the disengage. It doesn't. The rules don't say how to disengage when you're prone, but for this, I would say you can disengage, and move 5 feet, but it would take 2 actions if you're prone.
Brace. I'll brace.
Go for it, and you can do that without needing cover. So he's going to get disadvantage when attacking you. So you're just kind of laying there like a wrestler with his legs out.
Yeah.
You see guys trying to fight him. So you're sitting there.
Yeah.
Where am I gonna go? Where am I gonna go? All right. So with that, now luckily all the other bridgemen now railing behind you guys are all just attacking the shit out of this stuff. All right, and 4 of them hit him. So at this point, luckily for you guys, he just gets completely swarmed, and you just kind of see all these bodies. Some of them are kind of like stepping on you and everything, and you're just kind of dodging out of the way of them as you just see all these different spears and swords and daggers kind of plunging into the captain, falling. Varda is starting to get kind of restrained, like kind of ease up and everything, and just, oh, thank God. I really thought I was going to die down here with you. And with that, the battle is over.
Let's go.
And you guys barely clinging to life.
All right. After
He's a POS.
after I recovered, I would have and got up and got to my senses. I would have gone over to try help Jamari over here.
And with this, it's still a sense of urgency.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you guys kind of hear in the distance, as this thing starts kind of come toward you guys. Now, since you're able to do this, and since you had saved so many people, I'm going to say that it's going to take less for the endeavor for you guys to be able to navigate through. Normally, it would have required 6 successes. Since you guys saved so many people, you had a whole lot of provisions ready. You kind of thought ahead as far as escaping, that you only need 4 successes to be able to outrun this, as the chasm fiend is clearly kind of on its way, crawling toward you guys. You guys all kind of getting up, even the scholar, Elia Mattel. We have to get moving now, please. I don't want to be in that thing's belly. Let's go. Onward, come on. And you guys all start just kind of pick up the pieces, kind of even Varda, you're just kind of, don't stab us, all right? You guys all just start kind of running, and we're now going to start our very first endeavor.
Okay.
So how an endeavor works, it's an actual mechanic in the game. It requires X amount of opportunities or successes, or X amount of complications or failures. So again, for this one, it's going to take 4 successes, 2 failures, and it's still going to take 4 failures to fail. So basically, this is going to simulate the scene as the chasm fiend is just going to chasing through the chasm at you guys, kind of squeezing through some of even the tight pads. You guys kind of wheeling away. The nervous guy is still, come on, pulling the wagon, kind of like running with you guys, kind of like Hercules when he's kind of running through with everything. And you guys are all kind of battling through this chasm, bringing whatever supplies you can. And you guys even threw the elderly guy that was about to get killed by Selenar, and you're kind of wheeling him on a wagon as well as you guys are barreling onward. So with this endeavor, you guys are going to have a couple different chances to kind of do some different things that can kind of advance you guys further along. So as you guys are kind of running away, you can literally try and just flee top speed, and that's going to be an agility test. You can try and assist someone who's injured. So if you're trying to help the injured bridgeman that you guys are trying to pull away, that would be an additional check. That would be an athletics check, but that's going to be kind of a higher DC, but that'll give you guys 2 successes and kind of things like that. You can try and look for an easier path, like a shortcut, as this chasm, it kind of has a few like kind of minor branch offs, one like maybe an archway that if it does follow you that way, it might kind of slow the chasm fiend down. You can try and distract it by either leaving something behind for it, leaving a piece of food or something behind to try and get it. You can try and just bring up the rear, and you can try and inspire people with a leadership test, or even a discipline test. So there are a bunch of different ways. The more innovative it is, and if it seems like it's a little more difficult, then it'll advance you guys even further, and it'll count as 2 or even 3 successes. And if you roll any natural 20s, that's again like an automatic additional success. And it's just kind of, as you guys are trying to run to escape the chasm fiend, some of you are kind of falling behind as this thing is just kind of battling behind you guys. We'll start the endeavor. So we'll kind of go around the table. Everyone starts to make a test. And once you guys have 4 successes or 4 failures, then the event is going to resolve.
When Zavinda, that's your name? When she helped me out, was I able to use my recovery action?
Yeah. Okay. I would say you guys could all do 1 out of combat recovery action before this started.
All right, I don't think I got hit. I don't know. You could recover your focus. So.
Oh, how do I do that?
3.
And you could choose to, instead of do that, add your ranks in medicine to somebody else's recovery check.
Yeah, I'll do that for...
So if you have 2 ranks in medicine, you can add 2 to somebody's recovery check.
How messed up are you?
He's pretty hurt.
I'm pretty hurt.
I'll add my stuff to him.
All right, cool.
All right, I am going to heal.
I healed 3.
Or 2 health and 1
You can
focus.
use mine, Jack.
So do I just get your D8?
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
Well,
Awesome.
No, you add his ranks in medicine to your check.
What's your
Oh.
medicine?
Your ranks in it. So you might have 1 or 2.
Those are like those circles.
Yeah, the little check
If you
marks.
have any, let's say. It's all the way at the bottom. It's in spiritual. Oh wait, no, it's in cognitive. It's in cognitive, my bad. You don't have any, so you can't. You're beat.
Okay. I honestly I would have given
Plus eight,
Jamari my medicine, so I would have given you +4, and I'll just not take my 3.
You sure?
Yeah, I would have been helping you.
Okay, thank you. I was at 3 health. But
Yeah. Well, it's still my health. It's okay.
I would like to go scout ahead. And
You used the recovery on. Oh wait, you were already full. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You want to scout ahead?
And like try to find a good path for the wagon.
Okay, so I would say with doing that, you can make your check with advantage since you thought to be able to do that. So every one of these is going to be a plotted test.
Okay.
So whatever you guys want to do, you're going to plot it. So Jack, we'll start with you. What do you want to do first? You want to try and like flee outright, look for a shortcut, distract it, bring up the rear, hide?
I think I would have gotten a couple of the bridge crew at first, and then tried to pile a couple of the bodies just real quick, just put them in a little pile in front so they're to distract it, so maybe it goes for them and not us.
Okay, cool. So go ahead and make a survival or a deception check.
Survival.
All right.
Natural 20.
Nice.
22.
And you plotted it too?
Sure.
Doing it now.
6.
Oh my god, you're smurfing right now.
Roll.
Oh my lord. Okay, so that was automatically, that's 2 successes. So already with that, you guys can see that as you guys are kind of running, sprinting full speed, you are already just, from all this, your body is still just kind of moving on empty as you're still kind of in shock from everything. Just 15 minutes ago, you were just on a regular bridge run, and now all of a sudden all this had happened. You guys are kind of barreling onward. The bodies that are all piled up, you guys kind of look back and you're able to see the chasm fiend had come out and all its pinchers kind of maw opens up, this kind of spiral row of teeth with all these different pinchers are all just kind of grabbing it and kind of forcing it into its mouth, and it's kind of devouring all these bodies and corpses and everything, and kind of turns your stomach as you keep running, but you're so numb to everything you just kind of keep moving onward, and that thing is definitely distracted for a little bit. So yeah, that was awesome. So already you guys are halfway there. So now one of you two. Yep.
Since I did such good rolls, can I have just convinced the two of the people that were helping me are the one to pick up the weapons that the captain had, so they would just take his sword and the shield?
Yeah. So they would have. Some of the other guards and everything in their kind of scuttle to get out, they definitely grabbed it. And I would say since you did that and since you did such a good job with that, you can kind of like instruct them on what to do. Almost like take over kind of like a semi-leadership position here. All right, so with that, what are you two doing?
I'll try to just rally Bridge 9 to charge onward.
Go for it, make a leadership test. Plot it. Plot a leadership test.
Okay, leadership. Okay, well, I got a 6, but then my leadership, I got a 5 total.
Awesome. So with that one opportunity, and I just realized an opportunity does not count as an automatic success, but since you did a 20, that's why I doubled it. So an opportunity, you'll be able to give the next player advantage on their test.
Got it.
And what was your total roll?
Mine, it was 5.
5 total?
Yeah.
All right, so that was a failure.
Cough up some blood while I'm trying to give this.
Yeah.
All right. But since he had an opportunity, even though you guys are kind of slowing down a little bit, some of his voices, even though it kind of like slowed you down a bit, kind of like projecting, trying to help everybody, the words did help, and now it's not going to give you an advantage. So go ahead and make your next test with advantage. What do you want to do? You want to find a shortcut?
Yeah, I would like to look ahead for a shortcut.
All right. Go ahead and make a perception test.
Okey-dokey. Good thing for the advantage. Ooh, a 4 to a 5.
Oh,
All right. So that is a failure.
God.
You got
The plot.
2 successes to 2 failures.
The plot, the story.
Oh.
All right, so nothing happened. Okay. All right, so back to here. Everyone else kind of running. The chasm fiend, it looks like it's kind of finished its meal and is now kind of making its way back to where you guys are. You guys, the panic is starting to set in. It's starting to kind of catch up way faster than you guys thought it initially was. It's kind of crawling all up and along the chasm. It looks like the chasm is starting to narrow just a little bit ahead of where you guys are. If you can just make it there, then it looks like you guys will be kind of out of where it can reach you. Jack, what are you doing?
I want to kind of use any the kind of knowledge that I've had of like researching this area prior to coming here,
Okay.
and see if I know anything about these chasms that like may cause us to like that may hinder us. Like either there's like quicksand or like just something about the terrain that would cause us to slow down, so we don't get stopped or anything trying to get to where we're going.
Okay. Go ahead and make either a survival or a...
Lore?
Yeah, I would say a lore check.
19. 24.
You're smart.
24.
24 was a 19.
Okay.
That's cool.
All right, so you guys were able to get a success, and you plotted that one?
5.
5.
Okay, so then I can give him an advantage on his next test as you're just kind of like scouring, pouring through your mind, and you're kind of like even inspiring everybody else too, because everyone is kind of knowing like this guy fucking knows where to point us to. Like, I'm just gonna keep following him, and like him in general, he's like, okay, great, all right. So that gives him an advantage on his next check.
Awesome.
Quickly, but watch your step.
And so I can use my speed to get an advantage too?
Yep, yeah, you can make an agility test.
All right, I'm just gonna, now that he's kind of pointing us where to go, I'm just gonna go my fastest, try to make it there.
All right.
Make sure there's nothing on the other side. And I'll get advantage on the... A 5, and my speed,
Okay.
that's going to be 15 total.
All right, so you
I use
pass.
my agility, so... Agility,
All right, sweet. So with that, you guys are just able to make it into the crevice, and just probably maybe 10 seconds after the last of you is able to make it through the wagon and everything, pulling everyone else through, the chasm fiend just kind of collides into it. A whole bunch of kind of splintered pebbles just kind of like crackle all onto you guys as this little mandible just kind of reaching in. Its spiral of its kind of like into spiral teeth inside of its mouth, kind of opening up, kind of chipping away at some of the rock, but it can't get past. And you guys are kind of navigating through into this crevice until eventually it starts to just become kind of a muffled sound behind you guys. And you guys are safe for now.
Nice.
So as you guys navigate for quite a while, it kind of summarizes the equivalent of several hours that you guys are kind of navigating through here. By this time now, the sun is set and the moon is now up in the sky. It definitely is a whole lot cooler than it was outside with the blaring sun and everything. Your bodies are starting to kind of adjust after losing all the kind of shock and the adrenaline of everything that had happened. And here at the narrowest point of the chasm, the sheer cliff walls are maybe like 5 feet apart for a little bit, but then it gets kind of wider along the top until eventually you guys get to a point where it actually like opens up quite a bit to where you guys are. And it looks like there are even a few like overhanging cliff faces and everything. There's a little bit more plant life here since there's a little bit more shade, and it looks like there's a little bit more water that are left over from high storms. There are some rock buds that are kind of blowing. You see a few little kremlings kind of all about. And where you guys are, and as it starts to kind of set, you guys are kind of licking your wounds and everything at this point. Alaya, kind of, as she's been leading you with a map that she had that kind of went to the ruins, she's kind of leading you through a few of the intersections and everything, because her goal is that what kind of spurred you guys along after the whole chase had happened was she believes that if she can at least get you guys to where the ruins are, that are kind of on top of the plateau, if there's an entrance to them at the bottom, then you might be able to kind of go up the ruins to get out. because it's still way too sheer of a cliff face for anyone to be able to climb out of here. So where you guys are, near one of the overhangs and a little bit of water and everything, though it's not really drinkable the way that it is, and some of the plant life and everything, and though it may be edible, it may be a little difficult to make it that way. It looks like this is a place that you guys could find kind of a comfortable, all things considered, night's rest. So you guys will be able to take a long rest. You'll be able to replenish all your resources back up to full, including your focus and your health. And to be able to do that, however, you need water and food. So you guys were able to salvage, I believe you did get enough water and food. Well, yeah, you guys were able to, he fixed the card, built it, so you guys had enough water and food and everything to where you were able to do it. If you didn't have water, and if you didn't have food, then you guys would have had exhaustion -2 for the next day. So I like that in this game that taking rests, it actually is important to forage for food and for water. If you didn't have clean water, you would have had to try and like boil this in like somebody's helmet or something and make a survival check. And if not, you would have had exhausted -2 for the whole next day, which would have -2 from all your rolls. So I like that they implement it that way, kind of add a little bit of survival element that's like simple enough to make it clean. But if you guys want, during the night, you guys can kind of converse amongst all these people, kind of, as a lot of people are still kind of in shock from everything that had happened. But everyone is kind of at this point, even whether they liked each other or not, for all this had happened, you guys are all in this kind of situation together and relying upon each other for survival. So as you're all kind of under this overhang of this cliff face, a little bit of water kind of splashing from, again, a residual high storm, some little rock buds, a few little kremlings kind of crawling all around and everything. And the kind of night sky, kind of not a whole lot of light that's in here. A few people do kind of make up a few like torches and strike a flint. The Herdazian has some really, really flinty like kind of nails from the kind of singer blood that's inside of him. And he's able to kind of strike a fire by just using his nails. If you guys want, you can kind of socialize a little bit throughout the night, get to know some of the characters, pick their brain on anything, or we can just pick up the next day.
I definitely would have been like resting as much as possible because I am absolutely aired and exhausted.
I'll spend the night just bonding with my bridge mates, making sure they're keeping an eye on that motherfucker who tried to sacrifice the old guy.
Oh, Varda, the right-hand man of the captain. Yeah. It seemed like even spending the night getting to know him and everything, I would even say that if you guys wanted to, I would give you guys each like a skill check to make overnight if you wanted to. And you still have that injury, so you guys could try and make a medicine check to try and reduce his injury.
I would have done that, I guess. I would have checked on you while also we're trying to relax because I am quite exhausted from today.
Okay.
I'll make a medicine check for you.
And so I believe, let me look it up really quick. For a long rest, recover all your lost health, focus. Yeah, I actually don't think it. Tend to others, provide medical assistance. I think you can make some kind of a test for it, but I forget.
I don't think it matters. I got a 6. I rolled a 2.
Okay. Yeah, I think somewhere it said there's a way to relieve injuries. It's using like a medicine kit or something, and the items were new. I'm sorry. All right. So anything in particular you guys want to do during the long rest, other than just kind of gathering yourselves and kind of getting ready for the next day?
Not really. I also want to keep an eye on right-hand man, dude. Jarvis.
Varda?
I don't know where I got that from. I wanted to say Jarvis.
So Shane, I will say that during the long rest, the one guy that you kind of like helped out, the one really nervous guy, he does approach you. I just want to thank you for everything that you did for me. You could have left me there to die. That thing would have eaten me whole if I just left there playing dead.
Really, no problem.
You
did your job.
Kind of nervously kind of looking about. You think that, I mean, Adrian probably thinks that we're dead, yeah?
Yeah.
You think that maybe... He kind of looks at the older guy nursing his leg and everything, and kind of... Both of you know, like, he's now a useless bridgeman that's really old. Sadius isn't exactly the most forgiving High Prince. He's another mouth to feed. He might kind of get put down when you guys make it back to the war camp. There's a chance. Especially if he could be... If some of you guys make it back and others don't, might be implemented in the captain's death somehow. Don't know. But looking at him, you guys kind of roll some of these thoughts in your mind.
This is a town.
What if we set him free before we make it back to the war camps?
I think I'd go with him.
a bad idea.
If you want to make it back, that's fine. Just tell them all that we died. I mean, I'm a scout. I'm not a bridgeman. I'm not a slave and nothing like that, but I don't want to do this. I know the Shattered Plains are dangerous and all, but I mean, if we survive a fucking chasm, and a chasm fiend, I think I can at least skirt across the plateaus and maybe make it to civilized life. Get away from this whole war and everything. Talking to the Hadazian, man, it sounds like Hadaz is a wonderful place. I appreciate it. Just think on it. We're getting close to the war camp, so we do make it out of here. If you could let some of us go. That would mean a lot.
I'll think about it.
Thank you. He goes and kind of finds his own little spot, nestles in. And in doing so, you kind of feel a little bit of a breeze that doesn't exactly match kind of the wind patterns that kind of go to the rest of the way that the chasm is. You kind of almost hear a little bit of a whisper that kind of can't tell if it's in your head or not. But yeah.
By the way, the medicine to treat the injury, it's a talent. It's a DC 10.
And I was looking at the injuries. So it was a shallow injury, right?
Yep.
So it suffers the injury with the duration of 1d6 days. So I guess I'll roll that now.
Yep.
So 5
5,
days.
nice.
And for the injury effects, I roll a d8 on the table to see what it does to me.
Well, wasn't that the shallow one? Oh no! Oh, is this a second? This is a separate table.
Yeah, I already did it, and
Okay.
you got a shallow one.
Well, it says for the injury
effects.
effect.
Okay, yeah. So you can see if it gives you exhausted 1 or exhausted 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I just have one hand, which doesn't really do much for me.
Cool.
Because it's just
You got an 8.
I
All right.
have one
Yeah, so you got your hand all
Yeah, I got an 8.
wrapped up. You got a pretty big gouge in it, so you can't use one hand.
That's not too big of a deal. In combat.
I like that. The
And then-
injury mechanics and
And
all.
then the recovering, it says during downtime you can spend it recuperating to. You can either take off 1 day if you choose to do something else, or you can take off 2 days if you spend it recuperating.
Okay.
So I guess I would spend it recuperating.
Alrighty.
So then I would take off 2 days.
Cool. So you got 3 days. All right. So wake up the next morning. Everyone is starting to kind of get ready to get going. The two scholars between Jack's character and then Alai Matal, the main kind of lead scholar that was there, are kind of poring over their maps and everything, kind of theorizing what may be in the ruins and everything that kind of date back again to the Silver Kingdoms. And they almost seem kind of like eager to get going, not just to get out of the chasms or anything, but because they're eager to see what are in these ruins. As you guys kind of set off, navigating all throughout the rest of the chasms for a little bit, because you guys were already relatively close to where the ruins were. Granted, you got a little turned around as you guys were escaping from the chasm fiend and all. You were able to get close enough to where the ruins were kind of theorized to be on the top of the plateau, and they believe that they kind of go along into the bottom of the chasms as well. And as you guys are kind of traveling for a bit, you make it to a little bit more of almost like it looks like kind of like a dried out ravine that is the smell kind of hits you first more than anything, and it is a little more damp and a little bit more moisture here, a little bit more plant life and everything, and a little more residual water that's kind of left over from a high storm that's kind of splashing beneath your feet, getting them a little bit muddy. But you can see that there are a few like old uniforms and a few even like rotten corpses from a nearby battle that may have happened here, indicating that you guys are getting close to the ruins, because they believe, the scholars, from what the scouts had relayed to them, they believe that all the footsteps and everything from thousands of soldiers, coupled with a little bit of battering from a high storm, is what kind of broke all the creme away that kind of revealed these ruins that were kind of encased inside part of the plateau of the Shattered Plains. So as you guys see these corpses, if you want to, you can kind of stop to investigate them a little bit. Otherwise, we can just kind of keep on moving on, as it looks like we're getting near some actual stone debris. So it looks like literally maybe around this next corner, we're going to be able to see the entrance to the ruins.
I'll leave me investigating to the scholars.
All right.
Sorry, I was just trying to figure out resting. There's no like a button for just like long rest.
Yeah, you just kind of
You just gotta do it.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah, I would just be looking with brightness metal and try to see if we can find some type of entrance or sign of them.
All right, just looking for the ruins. Mm-hmm. All right, doesn't even take as you guys kind of tell everyone to kind of veer away to avoid any kind of disease or anything from everybody. You guys are able to find that as you guys go through a few other kind of narrower cave-like crevices, you're able to find that there is this, at least this big expanse that has all this crumbled stone that leads to these kind of, it looks like broken away from the wall, kind of reveals these two, kind of one is a lopsided building on top, and then one is the entrance to a building that was on the bottom, that all this broken stone and debris is kind of made almost like a path that leads up to. Easily enough to climb, as you guys kind of navigate up there without having to make any kind of checks or anything like that. As it's kind of large enough stone and loose enough to where you're able to get up there pretty quickly. Walking through some of these like pillars that leads into something that's clearly this old and ancient shrine. Rubble just kind of litters this kind of stone encased hallway that is probably about 3 handspans wide and what used to be maybe like 10 feet tall. This building is kind of on its side now, as stairs are kind of on their sides. They're all kind of crumbled and broken and leading to all kinds of different areas of the shrine that are mostly kind of broken and chipped away and everything. Ultimately, from navigating a whole lot of the shrine, you guys find a few little artifacts that kind of interest the scholars and everything. But for the most part, it looks like that there may even be some evidence that other people were here first. You can see that some things are kind of like dusted away. You're not sure if it was your scouts or if it was perhaps some singers that had come here earlier. But you guys ultimately get to what looks like the only sure way up. And it's this kind of darkened stairway that has some little like cracked open pods of all these kremling nests that looks like you guys may have to kind of gingerly navigate to get up and past these steps to be able to get up. So if everybody wants to make an agility test, as you guys are going to try and kind of navigate, if you want the most agile person can try and do it first. And I'm going to say plot an agility test. And if you want to, if you're able to succeed, and if you're able to succeed with an opportunity, then you can kind of find a way to avoid stepping on any of these kremling nests to avoid and agitate these, as you're able to see that these are these kind of gold, kind of red-tipped kremlings that get a little aggressive if you disturb their nest.
What's your agility?
Yours is better. Mine's +3.
I'm assuming yours is butt.
No, it's +2, so it's not that bad.
All right, I'll with plot, I get advantage on the plot. Oh, damn. I kind of screwed it. All right, so I got a 4 and a 2, so I'll just do the 4 for the plot, and then I got a 19 + 4 for agility, so 23.
Okay, 23. Holy crap! All right. Since you succeeded at the DC by so much, you were able to give the next person advantage. So you were able to kind of gingerly climb up. They're able to kind of see clearly where you were able to step on some of the older nests that are old and dried out. They're able to step on because it's not going to agitate anything. You climb up pretty easily. By this point, you guys had ditched the wagons and everyone else, even Doral and everyone who are still kind of injured, they're at least able to kind of hobble and kind of be on the shoulders of some people as they're kind of carrying you up. And you guys are navigating up these stairs. So now the next person who goes can do it with advantage, and you're going to plot another agility test.
Yours is probably not as good, so I would try to help you up on your way up.
All right, go ahead and plot an agility test.
Is Brightness Metal going up just fine? Is she okay?
She's going last. She's watching everybody else go up so she can know the correct path to go.
I was going to offer it to Brightness, but...
So if you get an opportunity...
Do I have to use it?
Did you plot it?
No.
What you get?
So I got a 17 with advantage there. That's what you were giving me, right?
Yeah.
And if I'm plotting it?
Yeah.
3. Nothing.
Okay, nothing. All right. So with the 17, you were able to do it pretty easily after seeing the second person go.
Oh, 19. I'm sorry. Right, +2.
All right, 19. So that actually made a big difference. So since he was able to do it so deftly, and since he already done it, already lowering the DC, you guys are able to go now. You can again go with advantage and go ahead and plot an agility test.
You get an advantage.
With advantage.
Oh.
On the phone?
Go.
All right, so regardless, that's a natural 16, so you're probably going to be at like 18. So
It is 19, yeah.
19, cool.
Is it advantage on this?
Nope, just regular plot.
2, okay.
2. All right, so with a complication. So unfortunately, even though you're able to go up, you do accidentally just kind of nick one. So the Kremlings do kind of get agitated and attack the next person that's behind you, which is going to be... All right, so there's going to be 5 piercing damage. As some of them kind of come out, keen damage, as they come out and... As all these little Kremlings and they're kind of all stomping on them and everything, and everyone else starts to kind of rush up. At this point, you guys had all made it. Everyone kind of already knows the general path, and everyone else is able to get up there. Just some of the NPCs now took a little bit of keen damage from all the... You made it up. But they're just like, thanks.
God.
So as you guys make it into this general large kind of expansing room, again, this is kind of now at this point, as you made it up the stairwell, this is now the second kind of building that was on its side. And you guys can see that there's a statue of a shard bearer wearing shard plate. It looks like she's female. And at the base of the sideways statue are a series of 9 glyphs. 7 glyphs. That all look like they have all these different kind of symbols on them and these kind of numeric symbols that are all kind of striking between them. And I would say, even looking at this, I would say you two in particular, actually, I guess all 3 of you, since you two have kind of attracted the kind of vibes that you were kind of getting, like some kind of a spread was maybe showing you guys a little bit of attention. You from protection, and then you from freedom. And then you just being a scholar and being so intuitive with all of this and having Elia Mattel with you, I would say all 3 of you can go ahead and make advantage plotted tests to either do deduction or I would even say lore.
Jeez.
Plotted.
We're gonna do because they're the same thing anyway.
I got a 12, but then I got a 5 on the plot.
Is the plotted die advantage or no?
No.
25. Natural 20.
Oh my god.
2 natural ones in a row and a 1 on the plotted dice.
All right, so you guys, thank God they canceled you. You're dumbass. Eh? Wow. Dude, you're spreading. It's like. All right, so as you guys are studying these glyphs, with all those checks, even with this guy kind of weighing you guys down, his friend is just kind of pissed off, kind of following him around as he's completely misreading everything. You guys are able to deduce that.
Pay attention, please.
Some of these words are in an archaic style that it's written, and they read life, strength, journey before, death, weakness, and destination. From looking at some of the dividing lines and the numerals and everything, you're able to see that you're able to kind of, in following that, the way that this was like on this kind of shrine, it looks like the way that it's rubbed, that it was done in some kind of an order, almost like as a ritual, probably by whoever these shard bearers were during these times that was in the shrine. And in being able to mimic it, being able to do it kind of in this kind of order as you're looking at it, you're able to read it the proper way, which is, where did it even have it the proper way? Right. Life before death, strength before weakness, journey before destination. And in doing so, your spren kind of manifests itself as this little, it almost looks like it's normally kind of this like greenish blue, but it almost looks like it kind of flares red almost for a second, as it's kind of like doubting you for a second. Your spren in particular starts to kind of and it flies into the shrine, kind of illuminating the whole outside of all these symbols. And then it kind of dims for a minute before the light kind of goes out and kind of encapsulates all of you. And you can kind of feel like invigorated by it almost. And as it does so, this secret compartment comes out from the base of the shrine. And from looking at it, you in particular and Elia both kind of walk up to it and rather delicately kind of, and you pull out a fabrial. That's a soulcaster.
Oh shit.
The gems are broken, but this is a soulcaster. And this is something that had dated way, way back. This is something that was used by potentially some of the heralds.
Brightness, have you ever seen a soulcaster this old?
No. Oh, look at the size of the gems that could fit me. Oh, this is one of them. I'm sorry that it took so much death to get here, but this is priceless.
I would say so.
Some of the bridgemen that were the slaves are kind of thinking like, enough to buy our freedom?
Think it might, boys.
Be a shame if she fell down the stairs. As it does so, your spren, kind of angrily, almost you're not sure if it's trying to lead you the right direction or the wrong direction. You see that the only way out there, it splits into 2 ways. A kind of northern upper passage and then kind of a southern one that kind of winds all the way around. What do you guys want to do?
And which way was it trying to lead him?
His led to the northern way.
Okay. Can I try to look around and see if I see the one that was helping me
Yep.
previously?
Go ahead and make the deduction test.
Cheeks. 3.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, you're just kind of looking very studiously. You guys are thinking this guy knows what he's talking about. And you're looking at him and he just...
It's gotta be
I got
right.
no idea.
It's gotta be right.
I would have trusted them, honestly, just kind of awed by the
The presentation, right?
yeah.
All right. So he decided to go the North Passage. He thinks that's the right way.
Yeah.
Scholar, so she's so enamored by the Fabrial that she's just, all right, yeah, whichever way will get this out. I want to get this out into the sunlight and look at it. Oh, even in the darkness, it's beautiful. Oh.
Okay.
We heading out the northern way?
Yeah.
All right. So you guys head out the northern part of the cave. And in doing so,
You die.
yes, instant death. So in doing so, all right, who were your guys? We
Where did I go?
I don't know. That one, that's me.
That's
you.
Yep. And then I was, I believe, that guy. Yeah, I was that guy.
You, and then this is our scholar, and then these can be. This is our Hardasian guy,
Yeah, days.
and then these are some of our other guys.
There's an arrow like gump shoot.
Are the injured, or were the injured able to come up, or like?
Yeah, they're pretty
They're
much
just kinda lagging behind.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're kind of hanging out in the shadows. Once you guys kind of say the coast is clear, the rest of the injured are coming up. But you guys are kind of the brunt of the capable force. But as you guys emerge outside on the top of the plateau, you see 3 singers.
Not the singers.
Uh-oh.
They sing?
They're war forms. No,
Let me double check.
they'd be singing.
They're in a band?
Yeah, they'd be singing.
Is it like every time we touch?
Yeah, that's what they do. Yeah.
That's like
Yeah,
what
that's
they're
the song
singing.
they sing when they're like fighting you.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So you can see there are 2 singers there. What you guys missed was on the way up. There were definitely even like scrapes and even like broken little red chunks of carapace from the singers that had been here. Some of them, 2 of them you can see are clearly in war form. One of them is in nimble form. This one clearly a scout. As you guys emerge, the nimble form kind of... Humans from the ruins, kill them on sign. She kind of says to a rhythm. The other one, kill them on sign. And then the final war form, kill them on sign. The way that they kind of react, the scholar kind of almost trying to match their rhythm, the way that they were. She's gonna, we mean no conflict with the indigenous people. We mean you no harm. Our reason here is purely academic. She kind of looks back to you guys like, I did my best. And she is going to go ahead and make a test. And she failed. All right. So after doing that, you guys can, if you want, kind of take the initiative to kind of step up to try and negotiate. Otherwise, it looks like they are pretty... They were surprised to kind of see you guys come out of here. If you guys had taken the other route, it looks like going to the south... then they probably would have seen you coming down and they would have been able to get the drop on you. Since you kind of just came out to the north, it looks like you guys were able to kind of just bump into them and you were both kind of like,
I trust you.
hi, hey, we're just passing through. Don't mind us. So as you guys kind of came out of here, you guys interact with them. They just pretty much said humans, kill them on sight. They were kind of doing it to the same cadence, the same rhythm. How do you guys want to react after she kind of... That's a shitty attempt at trying to...
I would have seen that she's like trying to because I probably have never seen a singer before, like a war form or a nimble form before. But I would have heard about like them singing and stuff. Could I try to aid her and deduce that like she's trying to pretty much tell them like we're friendly and all that? Is that so? If I aid her and like try to like mimic that and put my hands up and be non-confrontational,
what to even affect the DC? What are you going to try and say, and how are you going to try and aid her?
I would try to like mimic the sing song of just like, but like the rhythm she had and be like peaceful, and like have my hands up and kind of just like back up and not be like too threatening.
Okay. All right. So
And
I would
just
say
just pretty much mimic what she said with like
Okay.
We don't mean any
So
harm.
I would say with that, the DC was originally going to be 15, but since you're going to try and do that, that's how you're going to narrate it and everything. I would say that's pretty good. It's going to reduce it down by, I would say, 3. So the DC is going to be 12.
Is this a perception or not persuasion roll?
Persuasion, yes. And I would say plot a persuasion roll.
So good at persuasion. 5.
It's live.
It's a 5 if it's live, and then it's a 10 for the persuasion. So I did not get that.
Okay, all right. So you failed, but since you had an opportunity, you can either give the next person advantage in their next kind of a check that they're going to make, whether it's even if it's going to be an attack or not, or you could use the opportunity to make it to where they're not going to just, kind of knock them down one in kind of trying to resist you.
I'll give someone advantage to try to say we're not when you don't mean any harm.
Okay.
And I guess look to one of them and try to have them mimic what we're doing.
All right. What are you guys going to try and do along with everything else?
If you guys want to try to do that, you guys can do whatever. But that is what I would try to give advantage for.
I'm just kind of frozen.
I think I would kind of, while they were trying to convince the war forms and the nimble form to kind of step down, I would be trying to get the other members of the bridge team ready to attack them before they can even finish talking. Just try to get the jump on them because they said they were going to kill us on sight.
All right.
Try to.
All right. So with that's going to be initiative. Everyone is going to get. So with I would actually say make a leadership test.
Okay.
With advantage.
Okay. That's that one. That's 15.
All right, cool. So with that, you're able to get your players here with just a 15. Everyone's going to get advantage on their first round.
Okay.
So in doing that, you're able to kind of, this isn't going to work. We need to just fight. Come on, fight to the death. And everyone just kind of the Herdasian guy especially, Bridgeport, come in, I'm behind you. Let's do this. This I tell you. And you guys were able to kind of get the jump on them, so to speak. As you can see that it looked like the nimble form was almost kind of they were also surprised to see you guys. And the nimble form being kind of the face of the party was kind of getting ready. But as you guys do that, it looks like this combat is going to happen. Since you guys did that, especially in getting that advantage, getting the jump on them, the nimble form has the ability to take a turn before anybody else. But since you guys kind of took that tactical approach, I'll reward you, and she's not able to do that. All right, that's going to be initiative. So who wants to go fast? Who wants to go slow? Again, you guys are going to get advantage in your first attack ability check, whatever it's going to be.
I'd definitely go slow because I was not looking to fight. I'm like, hey, dude, put your hands up, don't fight. And I turn around and everyone's just getting their weapons out. Yeah.
What about you?
I'll go fast.
All right.
I'll go slow.
Okay.
Since if I was going to be back talking to everybody, could I be in the middle of them though?
Yep.
Okay.
So go to this guy.
I not want to get sniped.
All right, the war form and the nimble form are going to go fast. Shane is going fast. Jack and Dean are going slow. So Shane, you go first. What are we doing?
Strike, short spear, and javelin.
Which one are you aiming at? You gonna aim at one of the war forms or one of the fasties?
The nimble form.
Actually, the nimble's going to go slow.
I'm gonna go for the nimble dude.
All right, go for it. That is this guy. And it's a girl.
I'm gonna go for the nimble girl.
Okay.
Nimble.
Make a perception check.
9.
Is she hot? Nice.
19.
South Park. 19. All right, that hits.
All right, that is a D8. Where are you? No. 1 plus 5, 6.
Okay, and she's down 1 focus from Jack's ability. Okay, so 6 damage.
And 11 to hit.
Oh, what were your rolls to hit?
The first one was 19 to hit.
Okay, yeah, that hit.
And then I did
Offhand
1 to natural damage and then plus 5. So
you would get,
damage.
I think you add your strength, so it'd be plus 2. So it'd be 3 damage.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, add your modifier.
That's your plus to hit, yeah.
Yep. Okay, so what was the total damage on the 19 to hit?
If it's plus 2 damage, then it is 8.
Okay. Holy crap. All right, so just like that, you guys especially,
you rolled a 2.
You're trying to talk.
No, I rolled a 6.
Oh.
You're trying to talk and everything, and your hands up. You hear all their kind of weapons pull out. By the time you turn around, you just see a javelin just go by your face and just kind of
No, I didn't.
break a huge piece of a character. It's just kind of breaks off.
No,
And you just kind of,
I'm wrong.
filthy humans.
I rolled a 1.
You rolled 1 for damage, and then you...
Is this plus 5, or is it...
That's plus 5 to hit, which you rolled a 19 plus 5 to hit. So he did
What was
three,
your
he did
damage?
3 damage.
Three
Okay.
damage. I was wrong.
So a small piece of
I definitely earlier. I definitely did +5 damage.
Okay. She's pissed at you. She is. Not me.
Yeah, actually, how do you get like a bonus to your? Is that just through traits or talents? I should say.
What, damage?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be through talent. I mean, your strength
Interesting.
does all your physical damage. Your strength modifier is your. It's not like D&D where you have to subtract 10, divide by all that stuff. It's just whatever your strength number is. That's what you add. That's your modifier. All
Or
right,
if you
so,
have a, I think, like.
so if she takes
strength or
that,
something,
so at the end of Shane's
speed
turn, the
or
two war forms are going to take their turn.
Yeah. How many bonuses?
So they don't start within 5 feet of each other, so they can't use their war pair coordination. So they're going to use their martial experience to make 2 strike attacks, which they're not in melee anyway, so they need to use their move. They have a move, 25 feet. 5. That one moves the same distance. So they're going to use their second action to do a short bow attack. So they're both going to make an attack, and it is going to be. There's 1d8 keen damage. Okay. They were going to attack in the front. We're going to go for 1 for Shane and then 1 for Jack. All right. So the first one attacks. So all right. So that is a 22 to hit. He's going to do 8 keen damage.
There goes.
Against Jack, he's going to attack, and that is only a 2, so that did not hit. But he's going to use 1 focus to use a graze, and that is 7 keen damage.
Oh my god, we're getting started on, guys.
They have some martial experience to shred. Okay, so that is it for them. They're not going to use the brace action or anything like that. So yeah, that is it for their actions. And now slow turns. It's going to be Jack, then Dean, then the nimble form. What are we doing?
Okay.
Are all the people around us going slow too?
Yep. Yeah, all the NPCs are going to go absolutely last.
Okay, that's fine.
So I. Oh,
You can go ahead. No.
No, I was gonna ask a question.
So was I.
Oh, so for light weapons, do you use speed for damage? I haven't hit with the dagger yet, so
Yes.
just wanted to confirm that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you use speed.
Okay. And would I be in like running distance of any of them with my 30 feet of movement?
So if you're here, yeah, I would say you'd just be able to reach this guy.
Okay. Do I want to do that? 2.
While you're thinking about that, so
Go for it.
the gain advantage action, that's just for yourself, right? You can't. I can't choose to give that to someone else.
No. As far as I know, no.
Let's see.
Now-
if you click on it, I'll probably tell you.
Would I be able to do, because I have the ability to predict what someone's going to do, and since gain advantage is like you can gain advantage through you like
Which
not like predicting what they're going to do, but like being smart and having like
yeah,
better tactics than them.
Sorry.
If I were to predict what they may do next, would I be able to use that prediction to gain advantage to someone else?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Okay.
Okay. Nice.
I think that's fine. That'll cost 2 actions.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try to predict specifically what the war forms are gonna do.
All right.
There's 2 big burly ones. That's 1. So no, I got grazed and I have no idea what's happening.
All right, yeah. So the natural 1, yeah, I'm going to say that not only with that, you're focusing so hard that you're hitting such a mental block that you're going to get disadvantage on your next check. Because the natural 1 automatically gives you a complication. That's going to be your complication.
Okay.
So next check gets disadvantage. So you're going to finish up your turn.
Yeah, I'm just gonna use my movement to go to the one that you said I could get up to.
All right.
With my 1 action, I have 2 left. I'm going to try to. Honestly, I'll try to cheap shot him first.
Go for it.
And I'll make that with my thievery. 6.
All right. Physical defense is higher than 6.
Okay, so I will take off a focus for that. And then I'll hit him with my dagger. And 8.
To hit?
Yep.
Missed. Sheesh.
The hits are not very high.
Yep. Alrighty. So now it is going to go to the slow turn. So now the slow allies, they are all going to just make, it'll kind of spread out.
Oh, I had 2 more actions because I never used the gain advantage because I literally didn't predict what they were doing.
I'm going to use 2
So I just
other
said I'm
actions.
going to recover.
Sweet.
So the scholar, she's going to run away. All the other ones use 2 move actions to move, and then they're going to have 1 attack action to all use.
Okay.
So we will recover
4. Cool. All right, so you recovered. So again, you can, whenever you do your recovery, you can only do 1 recovery action per combat. So that's it here. And you can do 4 health, or you can do 3 health, 1 focus, whatever you want to do. All right, so to finish up the NPC allies' turn, they're all going to make 1 attack. So, all right, 1 hit, and then we'll make 2 more. All right, another 1 hit. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, so 2 of them hit. And they will do... All right, so there's a total of 7 keen damage to the Warform. They get to deflect 2, so that's a total of 5. Which minus 2 each, so it's actually only 3. To that one that you were actually fighting, so he gets minus 3 first time he was hurt. So that's 21 minus 3. All right. And now the Nimble Form is going to go. She's going to use 2 of her actions to use her chosen target. She is going to choose... Mr. Scholar here, since you were the one that was initially talking with her, she just kind of points to you.
You, the talkative one, you die first.
And she's going to, with her chosen target, for 1 hour, whenever she hits her chosen enemy with a weapon, it deals an extra 1d6 damage.
Yeah, I'm Hunter's Mark. I'm going to dodge as my reaction and use a focus.
All right, go for it. So she's going to get disadvantage that cancels out. So she's going to make a regular attack that's a natural 19.
I think that hits. I think it hits.
You think?
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe.
And so her short bow does...
I'm definitely down. There's no way I'm
1d6 plus 5. So what do we got? So there's 10 keen damage.
You're cooked.
Yeah.
All right, make an injury roll.
Gotta get carried by our NPCs here.
So is the injury, what, a d20?
Yeah.
19.
All right, cool.
Plus you get add your armor, right?
Yeah.
Yep, yeah, your deflect gets added to it.
0.
Cool. Okay, and that means
You get like a shitty one, right? It's like the 19, or is it 19 plus where you don't get injured?
injury. Yeah, flesh wound. Character suffers temporary injury for the remainder of the day.
That's it.
Cool.
All right.
I'm
yeah, so
prone
you get-
now too, right?
Now you just roll the d8 to see what the injury does too. You don't want a 3.
Ooh, I got a 2.
That's exhausted, 1 minus 1. So you just
All right, yeah, so you get -1 to all your rolls. All right, and then you get disadvantage on your next ability test.
Oh, that's cool. It tells you if you put it in there. That's great.
So,
where do you put it? Where can you put
When
it?
you go to conditions,
that was the end of the Nimble Form's turn. All right, so back at the top of the order. Who wants to go fast? Who wants to go slow?
I'm gonna go fast. So I'm
All right.
up in this thing's face.
Fast.
I think you have to go slow, right?
Probably.
All right, and they are all going to go slow.
All right. Well, I'm gonna send my folks again to try to cheap shot him again.
Okay.
That is a fucking 9.
That dude, you're getting absolutely smurfed on. You're not playing the game.
The combat rolls are so bad.
Yeah, and then I'm just gonna disengage, I guess.
All right, yeah, you come up to him, you just kind of swing, he kind of moves, you just kind of pop onto his knee, shit. So you disengage, move 5 feet away, no longer engage with him.
And those are
Those are your 2 actions. All right, so now we are at Shane. What do we got?
Short spear.
All right, short spear, let's do it.
14.
Okay, that, I believe,
On the nimble one.
oh, and the nimble that hits.
He was looking at the Warform like,
A little too armored.
Oh, no, they're both the same, actually.
oh,
Yeah, nimble form just has way less health, and she's been hurt already.
Get her ass. Get her ass.
So how do I get health again? It's I go to 1 and use
11 damage.
Yeah.
2 actions.
11 damage?
I think so.
Yeah, I rolled an 8 plus 3.
Shit.
God damn, you're
Dude, she's almost down.
And
Wait,
I would like
did you
to-
add the 3 to the damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
He rolled the 8 on the d8 and then adds 3.
I would
All right,
like
light
to throw my
weapon.
javelin at her now.
All right, offhand. Spend a focus. Oh, and we were forgetting the graze. When you miss, you can spend a focus to
think-
graze.
I mean, it's a fucking dagger. It does like no damage anyway. There's no
I would
point.
like to graze.
All right, so you just roll your die. That's it. You don't add modifiers to it.
Okay. And that's 2 focus then?
The
'Cause I used
graze
a
is one
focus.
focus. Yeah, so yeah, you use 2 total. So yeah, you missed. You choose to use graze. You still hit them. You just kind of nick them.
yeah.
No modifiers.
Well, I haven't
One
even
damage. All
hit with
right,
my
still
dagger. I've
something.
been just trying to cheap shot him. Does 1
Alright.
damage anyway.
So with the end of bad, we're now at the slow turn. So now we got Jack, then the nimble form, then the war forms. What do we got? And then all the NPCs.
I thought the NPCs go first. The allies. They did
Yeah,
that
they'll
time.
go
Okay.
before the,
Okay,
the forms.
So when I'm down, do I just have to
Oh yeah, so you're down. All right, yeah. So you're back to 1 hit point, but your turn is over.
completely?
Well,
Oh.
don't you lose 2 actions? So if you went slow,
Yeah, yeah.
you would
lose,
get 1.
Yeah,
right?
you lose 2 actions. So you have 1 action. I believe that was how it worked.
I think
coming
that's.
up.
I think that's what it is.
Regardless, it's how. If you just lost your whole turn, that would suck, and then they just knock you right back down.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I think it is that you lose 2 actions.
I guess it'd be your whole turn if you just went fast and but then you like I don't know. Anyway, no, you're just up on your bag at that point. I'm going to just move then. I'm going to get up with my 1 move. And that what costs 5.
Yep. So now you have 20 left.
So I have 20. I'm gonna go with brightness. I'm gonna go with brightness 20 feet. It's behind a rock.
All right, and don't forget that you have your dodge reaction. You
Yeah.
can use.
Oh, I used that and you still smirked on me. It's okay.
All right. So that's the end of your turn. It is now the NPC's turn. So they're all going to go after the nimble forms. So there's going to be 4 attacks against them, and there's an 8 and a 9, a 3 and a 6. Even with modifiers, it's not enough to hit. That was horrible.
Are they moving up to them? Are they
yeah. So that was a 1 attack.
Even if they
I'm
move.
gonna
War is
do
not going well.
I'm gonna do offhand attack against the nimble form from each one. Okay, so that was a 19 and then a 23, or not 23, 13, and then a 19 and a 6. All right, so 2 of them hit the nimble form. 1d4 plus 4. There's a 2 plus 4 is 6. 2 plus 4 is 6 again. That's enough to take the nimble form out. As she just kind of gets hammered as everyone else. Forbid fall! For my cousins! Yeah, what is that? They're all just kind of throwing spears, throwing them at her. As she doesn't have so much carapace that part of it got kind of knocked off the first time he hit her from her shoulder. 2 more. She gets kind of hit, and then 2 more hit her, and she falls on the knees and then falls down. The 2 war forms look a little panicked and everything. If you guys want, you could try and make plot a persuasion check or intimidation to try and kind of reason with them or even scare them off.
I'll try.
Since one of them died,
I'm not going anywhere near
I'll
them
give
right now.
one of you guys a chance to plot intimidation or persuasion, as they were clearly outnumbered. They were thrust into this by accident to begin with, and their nimble form had just died.
I'll try.
Go for it. So plot a persuasion or intimidation.
Let's see. Where is? Am I just missing it?
It's in spiritual. Persuasion is +5. Or no, that's perception.
That's perception.
Persuasion's +1.
Okay, and what was the other one? I could do?
Intimidation is
Intimidation.
also +1.
Go for it.
Persuasion.
Add 1,
We don't want to fight.
and then roll a plot.
5.
That's not
That
a
is a
D20.
D8, my brother.
I thought I was doing the D6 for the plot.
Nope.
Right there. 11 and then a 6 on the plot.
Okay, all right. So you failed, but with an
Well,
opportunity.
actually 12.
Okay.
But
So that you failed, but with an opportunity. So in doing so, with the opportunity, they did kind of pause and hesitate to listen. So if you wanted to, you guys could get advantage on your next attacks against it because they're kind of paused and thinking, or you can try and make an additional a different person can try and make an additional check to try and get through to them.
I would not want to attack them. I don't want to go anywhere near them. So I'll try to persuade them, I guess.
All right, go for it.
I'm going to just repeat what I said before and try to do a little more forcefully. It's like, yeah,
All right, so DC, at this point, since combat had broken out, the DC is 14.
And if he ends up failing, could I use that too? Or is it just for one person?
One person at a time.
Okay.
It's
One
just
person?
a bonus extra
Well,
thing.
do you
if
want
die.
advantage on attack then?
I could just sheep shot the one of them.
I was gonna say, okay, if it's one, I thought we were all getting it. That's fine. You use it then.
Okay, I'll do that then.
Alrighty.
I'll still say that.
So he'll get advantage at the top. So they do expend one focus to kind of resist what you guys had put them through, and to resist them immediately retreating as the number 4 died. So now they are out of focus.
Okay.
So with that, it is now back at the top of the order. Whoever wants to go fast.
Yeah, I would probably go fast. So I could try to cheap shot the one.
All right. What about you two?
I'll go slow
And I got a natural
because
20 on
I'm
that.
still
Whenever.
currently trying to not.
All right. What about you, Jack?
I'm gonna go fast. Just to
Alright.
check, because I want to try. Yeah, I'll go fast.
All right. And the 2 war forms are going to go slow. So Dean, Jack, you guys are first. What are you doing?
I rolled the cheap shot and got a natural 20.
Let's go. Critical hit. Maximum damage.
Oh, no. It doesn't even have a damage roll. So.
It does. Remember, it's one. So
It's not a damage roll.
Oh, right. It's always one.
Well,
Right?
what are the other options? You can use it on some other stuff, right?
Yeah. You could use it to either gain an advantage.
Oh, and I roll this. I also roll with flat with this attack, and I get advantage on it. Two ones. So
well, with the unarmed attack, if it's one, do you also add your athletics? Because that's
no, I just roll. Or I just add. I mean, I got a natural 20 anyways. It doesn't matter. But
Yeah, so you gain the opportunity.
Plus your
I just meant for damage.
It's for I roll thievery for it. It was just for cheap shot. But so I rolled 2 ones on the opportunity, but then I got another one from the natural 20. Is that how that works?
Yeah, so they kind of canceled each other out then.
Okay. Okay.
You do
Then
2
he's
damage.
Then
I
he's
think.
stunned.
Yep. All right, so he is now stunned. He loses 2 actions on
I
his
think
turn.
he has 2 armor anyway.
He is going slow, so he's still going to get 1 action, but that guy's stunned. So now it's Jack's turn. What are we doing? You
So-
kinda just but this time you're able to kind of just connect with something that feels like it might be a little bit of a sack going on.
So
there.
I still
He's
get
kinda-
an action too.
I will stab him.
Yeah.
He gets hit between the legs, and what are we doing?
I'm gonna stab him too with my dagger.
All right, go for it.
What are these guys called? Wars.
War form singers.
I got a 19, so
All right, we're hitting.
4 damage,
All right.
14 damage.
Okay, so you take 4.
So I've used my recover already.
Yep.
But it says I can use a skill, which is using like medicine, treat an ally, and stuff like that. Could I use medicine to treat myself and get like?
Yeah, so you get disadvantage on the check.
Cool. I'm gonna do that for my 1 action. 9, I think, was the lowest. Yeah.
Okay. Yep, that is not enough.
I want to kind of just hang back. I'm going to. Is that rock cover? Like,
Yeah.
I would like to move and just make sure I am bunkered behind that
Okay.
rock.
Yeah, so no longer in line of sight of them, so unless they move, they can't attack you.
And then next turn, I think I'm going to try to gain advantage again. So it'll be that. But that's my turn.
Alrighty. All right, so now it is Shane, then the NPCs, then the Warforged.
I'm going to recover.
Okay, go ahead and roll your recovery die.
It's just a d6, right?
Yep.
1.
All right, cool. You recover 1, and then what's your next action?
I'll just throw a.
Go for it. Level 1
Sure,
gameplay,
yeah.
man.
Absolutely.
How many spears do you have left? Haven't you thrown 2 or is it 3?
I thought you said I had 6.
You have 3 of each, I think.
Oh, I've definitely. I'm out.
Yeah.
You used
I've definitely used like
used-
4.
You've used a lot. I didn't realize that.
well, at the end of combat, he probably picked them up. But
Yeah.
this combat, he's thrown, I think, 2 spears.
It's been 2 turns.
2
of
spears
attack.
and 2 javelins in, so you would have 1 of each left.
Yeah.
But
You
you
have one of
would
each.
then be out of weapons.
Yeah.
So you could move up for a melee.
Yeah.
You probably throw one right now, and then
Well, I don't have. I just used 2 of my actions, so I
Oh,
can't.
so
move.
I mean, you.
Well,
I'll just throw my javelin.
so you
I'll
have
keep my
2.
short
Well,
spear
no, you
on
have
me.
2 javelins and 3 spears. It looks like.
Okay, I'll keep one of the javelins on me.
Go for it.
Looks like I'm not sure.
13.
It does not hit.
Okay.
All right. So going to the NPCs' turns. 4 of them are going to attack.
we're getting absolutely carried by the NPCs. Thank God we saved them all.
All right, so 1 hit. All right, so 2 of them hit. Okay, so the first one's for 6, -2 on the deflect. Is 4. The next one is for 5, -2 is -3, so it's -7. So that one guy is getting pretty low that you guys are fighting. As far as the NPCs go, she's going to remain kind of hiding. They're going to use their other actions to... actually, they're all going to spend one focus to use aid on each one of you guys.
Sweet.
So they're going to do that to give you guys advantage on your next tests. And then that brings us to the war forms. This guy going to engage with you.
Okay.
And then this guy is going to engage with this NPC. Since they're the closest to them, they're just engaging with whoever's the closest. They're going to use two of their other two remaining actions. They have 2 strike actions. So the first one is going to attack twice. One attack hits. The other guy attacking you attacks twice.
I'm going to do dodge for the first one.
Okay, so that's only an 11.
Okay.
And then the second attack, that is a 9.
Sweet.
All right, so he's able to miss. Luckily to the dodge, he's stop moving, fucking human. And he's kind of swinging at you, and you can kind of like just feel this kind of like whatever this thing is, it is just not like being this close to one, especially the anger from it and everything. Just even the emotional spectrum just feels so different being this close to one of these and seeing its emotion compared to yours as it's attacking you viciously. The one that attacks the NPC is able to do with his 2 attacks. He's able to do 8 keen damage to that guy. So this guy who was already injured previously, you guys took a long rest. So he now, after taking the 8, he has 11. So he is now okay, but that takes up the Warform's turns, and now we are back to the top of the order. Who wants to go fast? Who wants to go slow?
Is the guy you said that guy was really injured? The one that's engaged with me?
Yep.
Is he like? Does he look like super injured? Or?
I mean, he's definitely bleeding from a bunch of the parts of his carapace. Parts of his even like helm, part of his carapace is all kind of cracked, and it looks like he's kind of having even trouble just kind of focusing. It looks like he's pretty low.
All right, I'll go fast then.
Slow.
All right. What about you, Shane?
I'll go slow.
All right. Got it. So, Dean, you're the only fast one. What are you doing?
I'm just going to try to attack that guy.
Go for it.
At 15.
All right. 15 hits.
Sweet. 3.
3 damage.
Wait, no, 4. 4 damage. Sorry.
4 minus 2 from his deflect. He takes 2.
And with my...
All right. He's low. As you're able to kind of connect, just kind of pierce through part of the carapace. As you hit it, at first you think, oh, crap, I'm going to miss. But it breaks through. You're able to feel a little bit of flesh, but the blade doesn't go in that far, and you pull it out. Go for your next attack. Offhand?
I don't. I am missing. I can't use my one hand. So let me look at my other actions here. Can I
And then you will be next going slow.
Can I try to use the banter option to get him to yield?
Banter is not like an effectual
No.
thing. That would have to be an actual skill test.
No. We're gonna do that. It's the same amount of actions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can go ahead and try and make a intimidation check since you just injured him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say yeah, and I would say plot an intimidation check.
Sweet. Okay. So it's a 6 on the plot, and then intimidation I get +2, so that would be an 11.
All right. So I'm going to actually, with the opportunity, even though that wasn't enough to initially pass his cognitive,
Okay.
I'm going to make it to where, with him being shaken up, with him being wounded, one of his allies dying, being outnumbered, since you got the opportunity, that opportunity is going to make it to where he has to now try and like resist it. He's going to try and make a pass against your cognitive.
Okay.
And that is a 6.
Let's go.
All right, so with that, after you stab them, after you kind of tell him to shove off, you see him kind of look at his war pair that's over on the side, and they just kind of, being this close to him, you can hear this this humming, and then it kind of changes a cadence a little bit, just a little bit, enough to where you're kind of able to notice with a little bit of experience you've had in the plateaus and the shattered plains, but you're able to see that the cadence kind of shifted, and the two of them kind of give each other this glance, and then they look at you guys, and then they start to try and run away. You guys were able to narrowly defeat this war pair in a nimble form.
Defeat's a word.
Yeah.
So with that, you guys are now on the top of the plateau. Your way back to the Alethi war camp is you're able to navigate it without a bridge, a portable bridge. You're going to have to kind of find bridges that already kind of exist, or even find small gaps in the chasm that you may be able to kind of get across on your own. But the way back would probably be about a day or so from where you guys are. They're isn't that high of a chance that you're going to, since you're heading back toward the elected war camps, it's not a high chance that you're going to encounter any other singers in this direction. But as you guys are getting kind of further away from kind of like the where the conflict was and closer to where the war camps are, you can start to see evidence of certain scouts and bridge crews that were running practice bridges, or even some leftovers from some battles and everything. You're starting to feel like, okay, we're back into like the home turf kind of area.
I'll stop and I'll like go to the back of the group with the one dude I found, and I'll get him and the dude with like the broken mangled leg, and I'll
Doral.
I'll take them aside and be like, "This, if you wanted to go, this would be now, before we get too deep."
The old man. Are you sure about this? It may be difficult surviving on our own, but I do think if I head back there, it's certain death for me.
Do you think anyone else?
With this one's help, I may be able to survive.
I'll help you too.
And come with me.
Yeah. Let me get the hell out of here.
Herdazian.
Cousins. Herdaz is a happening place. This I tell you. What do you say we make it a party?
I say, let's tango.
So you guys are trying to leave?
Yeah.
I think I would have. I think I would have tried it. I would have heard this and tried to convince Brightness to see if she can maybe, if she has the influence, to see if she can maybe pardon these guys.
All right.
What is it that you're saying now? I'm sorry. We have this fabrial that we have to get back. If the help wants to get lost, then so be it. We can simply say that they died or perished.
I understand, but they've helped us. We would not be here without them. I think at the very least we can do is not just let them go, but give them the freedom that they desire. Is there any way?
Should we bring them back, it is not guaranteed that they will be let out, especially being under High Prince Sadius's command. Perhaps Amaram, maybe. Dalnar, of course, I would bring them back in a heartbeat, but Sadius, I don't know, bringing them back could spell their deaths.
But we have this nice little fabrial.
We do. And we also have blood in our veins that they would happily spill just to take it for themselves.
If you don't think we can do it, then maybe it is best they leave.
I'm saying that with this, we are certainly secure. Our study, we can certainly venture another expedition into the ruin, this time bringing more and better help. But should they want to go off on their own, it is their choice to do so. They are free.
And she says, so you kind of see that same similar kind of freedom spren that was kind of around him, kind of flare around her, and then just for a moment, just kind of show himself and then dissipate.
Okay. I would accept that she doesn't seem to have the influence to convince High Prince Adius. So I would just say goodbye to these two and thank them.
I'm not going with them.
Oh, you're not going with them. Oh, okay. Well, screw you then. No thank you. No thank you for him. Jamari gets the thank you, and then the others too.
Jamari just completed his goal in the characters.
All right, yeah, so you guys head off into the distance, headed in the direction that was really far away toward Herdaz, where Deadpan is just already beating her ear about all these things you have to try that are on there. Going back to his story about all his 68th cousin and all the crazy things that they did. And you guys are heading back to the war camp, you with the Fabrial with all the broken gemstones in it. And you are accompanying them on the way back. And that is the end of the Bridge 9 adventure. Hope you guys had fun. It was a pretty good time trying out this game. Definitely a few kinks to be worked out, but it was... I love it. It's cool.
Yeah.
And it's huge Brandon Sanderson fans of the Cosmere. This was a lot of fun. If you guys had fun, we'd appreciate if just a simple click of the like or the subscribe button. That would mean an absolute world to us. And we want to make regular celebrity guests on our monthly one-shots a regular thing, and we can't do that until we have enough of a following to do so. So we appreciate it, and we'll see you at the table.